Hey guys, Dylan here, and I've got two British girls with me, and we're gonna be reading bad creepypastas.
You had to say it
Yes,
like that.
yes, just
Thank
like
you.
that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I've got Jesse and Lord Danny here. Lord Danny is back from the dead.
No, I'm still dead. I'm a ghost. Ooh, that's the creepypasta for you.
So,
I put a cup of tea.
I don't know if every time we are going to be doing a theme, but today we are doing a theme, and today's theme is Club Penguin creepypastas. I guess we'll be taking turns just reading the individual stories because they're so short. So, let's go. I know nothing about Club Penguin. You guys can
know
interject
every-
anytime and make fun of it if you want.
We know everything about Club Penguins,
I'm
so
the Club Penguin lore master.
Lord Penguin.
Club Penguin, the lost server. It was December and a very snowy evening. You had to make this story about penguins in the snow.
It's never not snowy on Club Penguin Island.
I eventually got bored, so I wanted to play some Club Penguin. I looked around
course.
at the blog first, because why not? I saw that they were testing a new server, and they picked 5 penguins to test it. They were, and I think he just doxed 5 random penguins, so... Gymnast 516, Chub Rocks, a la Pal 12, Creamy Chill, and Gretchen 7972.
Creepy chill.
I want that. I need that name. I want to keep that username.
One of them was me, Gretchen 7972 to be exact.
Her real name is actually Gretchen.
Dear God, her name is Gretchen. No wonder she's writing this.
I was so excited. More excited than when I was picked to test CPIP servers. I grabbed my laptop and flung on to my bed. I logged in and scanned the screen to see the new server. I then saw a button with Antarctic on it. Is that a character? Her name's Antarctic?
She's like the agony aunt of Club Penguin. She's great.
Okay.
She's so incredible. The best based.
To test the servers, click this button. Oh no, malware. I clicked it and I saw the new servers. Okay, fine. Chili Willy, Hot Cocoa, Chocolate, Igloo, Doom. Oh fuck yeah, they ported Doom to fucking Club Penguin.
Playing Doom in Club Penguin, that's gonna be a new thing.
I would much rather be in Chili Willy, to be honest.
One of them caught my eye, the Doom one. Being a curious kid I was, I clicked it. Boy, was that a mistake. I ended up in the dock, and it was very scary sight. There were dead bodies everywhere of penguins and their puffles. I already
Oh my.
wanted to log off, but an orange pop-up came up and said, "You haven't learned your lesson yet, Gretchen." I was so
What?
surprised they knew my real name. It's in your username.
It's your username.
This is like Sonic.exe levels of like trolling with the freaking
This
username.
has to be a troll pasta. This has to be like a full-on troll. This can't be genuine. It's up for the audience at the end of the day to decide if this is a genuinely bad creepypasta or a troll pasta. If there's no way that that's genuine. I clicked the OK button, then it automatically took me somewhere. Loading server, loading video, loading no escape.
What?
Then it actually was a video. I clicked on it. It started off with Rookie on a sunny day with all the other CP mascots in the grass. Rookie then sported a crooked smile and took out a pocket knife. He slowly walked to the others. Rookie slashed his pocket knife and slashed Agent G. I guess there's a gangster in this game in half.
Oh my God!
With a pocket
Rookie
knife.
got revenge on Agent G.
Finally.
Blood oozed everywhere. I covered my mouth to keep from vomiting. Rookie put his pocket knife aside and rifle and shot all the and got a rifle and shot all the others. Blood splattered on the camera lens. Rookie then stomped on Cadence's head just in case she was dead. Just in case she was dead. Rookie stared at the camera and said in a grim voice, "You will never get rid of me, Gretchen. No matter how hard you try. Never!" Then it went to static, and it started showing gruesome images like Cadence ripping her eyes out, Agent G's head strung on a dirty ceiling, and many others. The ceiling being dirty was the scary part, by the way. I then got on my spare computer and called my friend Jessica on Skype. It turns out she was playing CP2. She said, "Gretchen, it's nothing like that on CP. Go get some fresh air." Then giggled. I hung up and got some fresh air. Big mistake. Very big bad mistake. I walked in to see my family dead and blood writing on the ceiling. "You're next, Gretchen."
Oh my
No!
my god.
Never go on this supposed server. Supposed even though you went on it to see your server list. Quit CP forever or some bad things will happen. Okay.
Some bad things will happen.
So I'm gonna ask you two. Do you think that this is genuine or do you think that this is a troll pasta?
That's got to be a troll.
I'm going with troll pasta on this one. I feel
Troll
like
pasta.
it's a troll pasta.
Troll pasta, or it was written by a 12-year-old.
I think it's too trolly.
I think it's a little bit too on the nose to be genuine. Like, the fact that her name was Gretchen7972, and then it's like, how did they know my name? Like, I think it's making fun of Sonic.exe and Tailsdoll.
It probably... Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as soon as I fucking heard that.
Okay,
Also,
who wants to read Club Penguin Lost World?
shall I or shall you, Danny?
You do it. You do it.
Okay. I'm a fan of Club Penguin, even though it's for little kids. I use it to communicate with my friends since I don't get a phone until I'm 13. Oh, mood. I got onto it.
Don't say that.
onto it.
Don't say that, Jesse.
What? Why?
Don't say
What?
that you're 12.
Oh.
No! God, I'm ruined. I got on today because I got an email saying Club Penguin is getting new items starting today. I noticed that I never knew I had an email, and Club Penguin never sent emails as far as I knew.
If you didn't know you
Anyways,
had an email, how would you know that Club Penguin doesn't send emails?
Also, your parents let you have a laptop, but you couldn't have a phone. What?
How do they have an email and then they don't know they have an email, but they logged into their email?
That's what I'm saying. How did you not know you had an email and then know how their emails work, but never
This
looked at their
person typed
emails?
in like a whole ass email and a password and went, "Gee, I didn't know I had an email."
How did this happen?
Seems like something I would have done as a kid. I barely know what email I have now. Anyways, I got on Club Penguin and almost jumped at the sight of the front page. 1, everything was typed in Latin. 2, penguins were eating each other and their pets. Everything was in Latin. One-winged angel just starts playing over the street.
I love how quickly it escalated. It's like, I went on Club Penguin. I don't know what emails are. Oh yeah, they're all dead.
Also, it would have gone to your parents' email anyway because they would have set up the account for you if you're under 13. Anyway, 2, penguins were eating each other and their pets. 3, dead penguins and pets were nailed up on boards, crosses, and the lighthouse. On the lighthouse! Not the freaking lighthouse! I'm dying. They all had one thing in common, too. Their eyes were gouged out and triangles were drawn on the
Why triangle?
Triangle, the shape of evil.
I have the power of triangle.
Fear the isosceles.
Fear my three-pointed nature. Oh my god. I shiver ran down my spine at the sight. When I clicked on play now, it said, good.
She ran down her own spine.
Shiver ran down my spine.
It's written by a pirate.
She was so scared she forgot how to write. Anyway, I was confused. Obvious. Oh, you were confused.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hang on a minute. Hold up. My question. If everything's typed in Latin, how does it say play now?
Also, how does it say good?
Wouldn't it say play us now as goodus?
Play us now as good as sus.
Oh, no, I don't
They're
speak
translating
Latin
for
anymore.
you.
Oh, okay.
It went straight into my account that I was going to use. Okay. It said something in Latin. Ips sus expantis.
Sus.
It's sus. It's like I expect you to be sus.
There we go. Back to Latin. I looked up what it said, and it translated to "he's waiting." Oh, why didn't you do that before? Why didn't you translate it before?
Ipsos expectans vivund perdi Sephiroth.
Is Sephiroth waiting?
No, I'm saying
Sephiroth
Sephiroth
in
is
Club
waiting.
Penguin.
That's why I speak in Latin. Only Sephiroth speaks Latin. Every gamer knows that.
That's why I said earlier the freaking One Winged Angel starts playing over the... Anyway, being a creepypasta, I know that he
Being a
wasn't good.
creepypasta.
How do you know?
Danny, did you write?
They are
Danny,
the
did you write
creepypasta.
Danny, did you write this?
Hey, I may be a creepypasta, but shut up.
I was in a crimson-coloured version of the pizza place. I mean, it was red anyway, but okay. Except instead of pepperoni on the pizza, it was penguin? Question mark flesh.
Flesh? How do you know that's any different than regular pepperonis?
Isn't
This
pepperoni
is-
just
why-
flesh?
This is definitely penguin meat.
Also, why have you put question mark in brackets? I went to the game where you make pizza for the customers and it said the butcher game instead of make pizza.
But again, it would say it in Latin.
Then there's butcherus gimus instead of mecus pizzas. My only choice was sick. Was yes in Latin. Oh my
Okay,
god.
but yes is Latin, but the actual game itself's not Latin. What the fuck?
I don't know. My first order was to butcher Antarctic.
No!
Antarctic
No.
again.
Wait, look, go! Here it is!
Hold on.
Here it is! Go! Read!
It was what?
Read! Keep reading, look!
It was gross, hyper-realistic blood flew everywhere.
Hyper-realistic blood!
No!
Finally!
No! Hyper-realistic.
It's not a creepypasta with a hyper-realistic blood.
Oh my god, take a drink every time they say hyper-realistic blood. Flew everywhere, and her eyes were gouged out. I feel like eyes gouged out are a common thing as well in creepypasta.
This one's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
got me on the ropes if it's a genuine creepypasta or not. Because I can kind of see it maybe being legit. Because there is just some things thrown in there, like the fucking triangles on heads, that's making me think that it might be genuine.
Maybe. I think it was a 12-year-old who discovered Latin and thought Latin sounded very cool and could be
I
used
think
in a
it was somebody
creepypasta.
who watched my old videos.
Maybe. I still think it might have been you.
I think the hyper-realistic blood and eye gouging might be used, like, genuinely here.
It does feel like that.
My penguin said with a smile, Papui amorem inferos. I didn't translate it. I was too afraid of the results. My computer went to a black screen and then 5 seconds later, my face came up all decomposed and a triangle carved in my forehead and my eyes gouged out. Then Grimton words came up saying, near abscondas non concurrentibus vobis faciam.
I appreciate you trying.
Which said, don't run, don't hide, I will find you. The end.
Okay, so this is yet again where we ask the audience and ask you guys, do you think this story is genuine? I'm leaning on the I think it's genuine. It's really short, it's really incoherent, and it's not quite on the nose to where I would say it's an obvious troll.
I just translated that one bit it didn't translate. You know, the populi amorum in Feroz. It means people love hell.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's genuine now, just for that one.
I think it's a little kid. It's a little
I think it's a little
Satanist.
kid. I think it's a teenager who wrote it and got into creepypasta.
I think that they think that
So
it was
you-
scary. I don't think the typos are so bad to where I would say that it's obviously someone trying to troll. If it is a troll, it's a very light-hearted troll, and it's kind of hard to tell if it's someone fucking around or not.
Oh god. Right. Next one.
Club Penguins question mark experiment. Oh
Yes.
god, I'm reading this big wall of text. How wonderful.
Oof, lovely.
Nope.
Your turn.
Terrible punctuation, everything.
Y'all
Oh,
ready for
God.
this?
Yes.
All the not the comments, the commas.
Alright, let's fucking go. I'm gonna have a fucking stroke reading
This looks like
hang
it's
on.
just one giant sentence. Oh no, I see a period.
Let me get through it. Remember the funniest, cutest, big multiplayer game that's not owned by Billy Bob, Happy77, Gizmo, Screenhog, and Rocket Snail anymore a few years, right? Well, back in 2005, they were coming up with experiments with having experimental penguins, penguin
What?
chat, into a mix together. They said it would not become just a chat anymore, so they had to rename it.
Who is
And
they?
I'm guessing it means the company.
Literal
They're
Club
trying to-
Penguin.
I think this is before they're trying to set it before Club Penguin actually came out. Okay, I'm invested. Anyway,
Oh.
they had to rename it, and they came up with a name called Club Penguin. They had some beta test experiments, and this one is what I found in the files before it was deleted. My account, Blue Cantrell, was my alt account that would check anything new, and I searched through the files that day, and I found a user called question marks. And I saw this little blog post that got taken down the next day. It was all blood red, like if it was hacked.
Yes,
read
because if,
greetings.
if hackers hack anything, they make it look like malware.
They
Obvious
make
calling
it red.
card.
They make it red.
Make it red. That means it's bad.
It read, "Greetings, penguins. We got a little tiny experiment that's hiding around Club Penguin. Is it a puffle? What do you think?
Also,
Leave a comment below."
I watched a documentary on Club Penguin. Don't question it. And Club Penguin existed before it was called Club Penguin. So this story has already lost all of its credibility.
Kind of. We'll see. Listen, reading. No comments were heard, except for the last one, which was rotten by no user at all. It had the comment say, "Good to know." I was unsure what happened there, but I wanted to talk about when I logged in that day. I had to keep on logging in because my account was invalid. Soon as I logged in, I appeared at the dock, and I kept on searching for a
Why
buddy
is it the
named question
dock?
mark.
Is the dock like the main meeting place for the penguins?
No, when you log into the game, you appear in random spots.
Oh, okay. They all keep appearing at the fucking dock.
I don't know why. The dock wasn't that
Yeah, the
popular.
dock was mentioned in 2 stories now.
Was it? I didn't see it in the other two.
It was in the other one, I swear. They said I appeared at the dock.
Oh, maybe it was. I don't remember. I kept searching on the same name a few times as it turns into a penguin with no hands or head. All it was his clothes and weird eyes.
How do you know it's a
Weird
penguin?
eyes.
How do you know it's a penguin if it doesn't have
It's
any
just a
penguin features?
It's just a body with like 2 little penguin feet.
Dylan, not Dylan. Danny, how much feet can you see?
Right, you know what? Die.
2.
The picture was creepy enough to be seen. As I looked carefully, it said hacked user. I added the penguin Why would you add the penguin if it was hacked? Oh my god.
He said he wanted my V-Bucks.
Nobody understands internet safety in these stories.
I added the penguin and the invitation went in the email. There's no... What? Okay.
Email!
Then a message popped up saying he is coming.
Wait, is
the
this the same story?
Almost. Hang on. It's like an extended version. And the error code was Gigu.
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 Jiju.
Jiju.
I never understanded what that note meant until this had started. He appeared online and accepted my invitation. I finally got the user, but as I waddled to the code for some surfing, it started to following me around.
Is this just fucking Herobrine?
Well, I think it is. He wasn't a regular...
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I never understanded.
I know, I'm having a stroke. He wasn't a regular penguin sprite, though. Instead, he was like the character sprites, like Gary trapped in the tube, Herbert P. Bear invented. He was all... This is so weird. He was all black, like a black penguin with black clothes.
A penguin being black? What? Now this is scary.
But more darker, just that, like, the unreleased dark black color. He was like the director's statue, but more darker than I ever seen. He was just like a shadow. Then, the penguin was getting issues.
You're not even
quality
good
was-
enough to be on Club Penguin.
Shut up. The quality was distorted, but then, as soon as I stopped waddling, there was murmuring in the background.
They
along
didn't
with
tell you about the power of the Chaos Puffles.
It even said he came out of a tube as well, so it is Shadow the Hedgehog.
And he was blacker than black.
There was murmuring in the background along with a scream that sounded realistic, like someone is going to die. Like one of those horror movies. It was moving without the walking animation. Just fucking T-posing.
Just fucking floating through the air.
You underestimate my power.
It's in creative mode.
Oh my god, is that a fucking Doc Ock meme which keeps popping up on the internet at the moment?
Yes, that's what it is.
It was walking without the animation. The problem kept on going for 5 minutes. And
They just sit there the whole time. Yes.
for 5 minutes, he just watched this headless penguin floating around. Oh, okay. Hang on. Then later it stopped, but the blood was fading in the cove's sea. Then came up with a dead penguin, which was realistic, not CGI, like something in real life. And other parts,
No, a real penguin!
a real dead penguin.
So like
And other
penguins are
parts-
real.
Penguins aren't real. And other parts of organs and intestines were thrown around the whole place. And then it started to show images of little children being murdered.
Oh no.
Oh my god, perfect.
Why did it have
It
to
was-
rip off Squidward's suicide?
Oh my god. It was nothing like a cartoon. The cameraman was visible. But nobody would know who he is. This horrid child pictures of blood, gore, and guts tossed around along with a child's body also went on for 5 minutes. This man just sat there for 5 minutes looking at dead children. What the fuck?
You are
Well,
as
that's
much
fucking-
in trouble now.
A whole last fucking slideshow of like dead children. He just sits through the whole thing.
Yes.
Grab some popcorn.
5 minutes later, then the background turned all red. My penguin started to cry, not like a normal cry though. His eyes were fading to hyper realistic.
See, up until this point, the story was just a generic creepypasta, but now it's just Squidward's suicide, and I don't know if they're fucking with me or not.
I think it's
I had
too.
to take a drink.
So far, I think it might be a troll, but let me continue.
I had to take a drink. Hyper realistic was mentioned again.
And the blood was drooling down its eyelids. It became pale, like if it was sick or something, but it was looking more worse. It didn't have the right color I chose it anymore. Instead, it was all white as a sheet, similar to Arctic white, but it was so white my penguin looked like it was part of the snow. And the tears looked like it was on the screen. It said, "Thank you for inviting me. Want to play?" Then he pulled out a kitchen knife. This has become Jeff the Killer. Covered in blood, also rusted a bit, and stabbed it right into my penguin, slitted it open, and the intestines poured out. Then was messing up my penguin's face with a knife, then cut it its throat. Then my penguin's face became mangled, and he was tossing my penguin around, laughing about it. But it was no ordinary laugh. The laugh was going demonic. Slowly, the screaming went louder and louder, and it sounded like they lost something very important to their life.
It's almost like they lost their light, their actual light.
Oh my god. Along with the crying, he then pulled the intestines and hung my penguin by the neck with them, with blood text saying, "You're next." There we go.
No!
We've got a "you're next" in the chat.
We need to have a creepypasta bingo. So, like, you know, the things that are said, it's usually "you're next," hyper-realistic, eyes gouged out. Like, there's different things you can have in, like, creepypasta bingo.
That can be our holy trinity right there of, like, things to call out. Right. I logged back on. Everything became fine. Except he was my buddy still. I finally deleted him because I could not sleep for like 10 days after all the realistic stuff I saw. And I did not want to lose my penguin. Later
My penguin.
hang on.
I didn't want to lose my penguin. Are you
Later
kidding me?
on
Sorry.
the news, I was in a shock when I heard the news explained about what happened. Same with me. A kid saw the mysterious man, and while he saw his penguin getting hacked and murdered, he committed suicide.
The penguin's dead. There's nothing left for me.
He committed suicide because his penguin was killed. Anyway, fuck, where am I?
All of my experience.
Some people said they saw him in real life. Oh my god, they saw a real penguin. The weird problem is that when I saw his penguin... when I contacted the moderators about this, they had made no answer about it all and just said, try clearing your cache. That's all the information I had experimented that day. His name was heard as Sonic Gigu, as said by the news that day. And one of the moderators had finally announced who it was. The news report was vanished that day. Nobody watched the news that time.
Okay, so is this a troll or is it genuine? I was debating halfway through, but I think it's genuine, and I think they just ripped off other creepypastas at the end.
Hang on,
I
was
think
this
it was
bot-
genuine.
I think
Oh,
it was
sorry.
genuine. Sincerely, I think it was genuinely just a bad story.
Oh, he had his photos. Cool.
File coming for you. He is coming for you. File, what a nightmare you live in. I am Sonic Gigu.
I'm not clicking on the Sonic Gigu files. I refuse. I don't want him hacking my penguins.
I am Sonic Gigu.
Sonic Gigu.
The worst thing that could ever happen, you know, never mind what else that, you know, all the other horrible things I saw. I just don't want to lose my penguin.
I can't live without my penguin.
What I'm confused at is like this kid is like a kid committed suicide because his penguin was murdered, but wasn't there like a whole part of like dead children being shown? Like, is no one like addressing that on the news?
No. Dead penguin. Dead kid. One dead kid. Bad.
My fucking lord.
Okay, here I go again. Club
Oh,
Penguin Rookie.avi. This one's definitely gonna be a troll. Ever since I was little, I freaking loved the game Club Penguin. I had almost every collectible, toy, video game, sex doll. When I turned 19, I moved to... What the fuck area is that?
Kelowna?
Kelowna?
Corona?
Corona, BC, and got a job as a moderator and co-artist
back in
at
time
Club
to BC.
Penguin headquarters. 2 months after, 2 months have passed just randomly, and I was designing for the new party, sipping my tea with my friends, with my friend Chris, aka Spike Hike, and that I had come to the auditorium for the Club Penguin YouTube channel. I put down my tea and followed him. Very British of you. I then sat down, and Chris eventually had turned the screen on, other things on, and then it started. the screen went in static and it showed the screen revealing the title. It was just a black screen. If they say screen one more fucking time, with white text saying rookie.avi. Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you, King. I was confused, but kept watching. It went to Rookie in a basement, crying uncontrollably. Cadence came in and asked him what was wrong. Rookie became sobbing. Just kill me. I can't live anymore.
No! Jeez!
Rookie cried. And why would I do that? Cadence asked, confused. Because I'm... Rookie began. Death! Cadence gasped. Rookie grabs a pocket knife and he runs at Cadence. Cadence then trips and Rookie comes on top of her
Oh my.
and cut out her throat and wounded her brutally, and then cuts to Rookie with half a torn face, smiling creepily. Blood oozes out of his mouth onto his flippers. He walks with a hunchback and spots Gary. He then slashes Gary with the knife. Blood oozing rapidly. PH comes in and says, Rookie, you despicable little shit. You've been killing people for too goddamn long. It ends now. She yells as she gets a gun and shoots Rookie. It then cuts to white text saying, and that's how Rookie's killing spree came to an end. It ends with a loud flesh smacking noise. And it ends. You can interpret what that means. Everyone in the room started screaming, sobbing, and wailing uncontrollably. Everyone left the auditorium when I secretly took the DVD, which had black Sharpie writing saying rookie.avi. A few weeks passed, and I heard on the news millions of parents from across the globe suing Club Penguin for inappropriate content. Some didn't let their kids ever play the game again. Why I took the DVD is because I hope to understand it one day.
This is a troll.
100% a troll.
That's a troll.
100% a troll.
Yeah, that was terrible.
The too goddamn long this ends now is what cinched it for me that it's a troll.
I think whipping out a gun and shit, it's too funny. It's too funny.
Okay, we got
Whip it out
one
of
more. Club Penguin 666. Sounds like a penguin gang.
Oh, we should have made a penguin gang called the 666, Danny.
We already had a penguin gang.
Okay, here we go. Club Penguin, Penguin 666. Most of us who know and play the MMO Club Penguin know of the rumor of tipping the iceberg. Ooh, I like this already. I love this already. Well, I read a forum and one post of a moderator said that on a completely empty server, one can go on and tip the iceberg by themselves on a certain spot. Me, being a self-proclaimed mythbuster, decided to try it out. I went on a server named Iceberg, no pun intended, and I, God, you're so funny.
Pun definitely
and headed to, well, the iceberg. As I joined the iceberg,
We should make a drinking game with Iceberg.
Honestly, you could make a load of drinking games out of all of these creepypastas. As I joined the iceberg, I saw that there was a player there. I thought this was an empty server, so I was perplexed by this. Oh, stop throwing your language around. When I clicked on the player card, it showed the penguin's name was 666. I dare not say the numbers in fear he
Oh,
might
it's
come
666? Really? Ha ha ha. Really?
with an odd background. The background was a view of hell, showing flames and molten lava. His attire was a devil costume, complete with a trident.
Don't they actually have that in Club Penguin as well?
They probably do. I think they do. And the list only had me on it, even after refreshing the list numerous times. Oh, sorry, I checked the number of players on the server. Sorry. I thought this was a sort of bug, as in a player model data from hours or days before being submitted to the screen. I cannot read Hebrew.
Oh no, I can't either.
None of us can read Hebrew. Just go with the translation.
My mum probably could, but I can't. Translation from Hebrew: Ye hath crossed a dangerous path, puny mortal. The player said. After the text disappeared, he said something else. Not going to try and do that. You do not know the ancient tongue, you jester! I would have died if they'd have called him a faker or something.
There you
Knowing
are,
some-
jester.
No, knowing some.
There you
Knowing
are,
some
jester. Jester. You call me a jester.
I think you're the jester.
I
You're not
think
even
you're
good
the
enough to be
only
my
jester
jest.
around here.
Oh my god. Knowing some Hebrew, I saw this as an insult. Oh, so you're magically fucking.
Me, knowing the language of my people, oy vey.
Yeah, I'm not being funny, but like, only like Jewish folk know Hebrew like properly enough to just read it casually. So like, this is obviously not someone who's like, oh, I just know Hebrew out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's not a language you just pick up.
No, that is like purely like one you get taught in the religion. You don't get taught it at like school or anything. Conveniently,
That
limits it on
honestly,
Google
I
Translate.
think that's why this is a troll pasta solely because they chose Hebrew, and like trolls love making Jewish jokes. I really think this one's a troll pasta just for the Hebrew.
So we've had Latin and now we've had Hebrew.
Latin's stereotypically spoopy, but fucking Hebrew. You can continue,
on.
Jesse.
It's the screen is. Oh, for goodness
It's
sake.
blurring on your end. I guess that superior internet really
It's
is being
not
put to use.
blurring. Hang on.
I just
If you don't
saw
hurry
Club
up, I'll read
Penguin
it.
and clicked.
There we go. Okay, sorry. As my penguin waddled over to the Aqua Grabber game, a text popped up saying, "You shouldn't have done." I'm gonna die.
Ben drowned! Ben drowned!
Been around Hebrew edition.
It makes sense because aquagrabbers when you go underwater as well.
Oh, stop!
Oh my fucking god.
Then drowned in freaking Club Penguin.
Is that a Ben drowned reference?
And all of the icebergs started rumbling and I won't say that.
No.
Started rumbling and quaking, breaking the iceberg in half, leaving me with 666. I waddled over to the edge of the cracked iceberg, and 666 followed me. He said in English for the first time, saying, "Why are you running away from me?
Why are you
Why
running?
Are you running?
Maybe
Why
he
are
just
you
wanted
running?
a friend. Maybe he just wanted a friend. I used to follow people around in Club Penguin. Like, hey, my friend.
I just imagine them running around. "Ah!" Why are you running?
Waddling animation. It would look so fucking funny.
The waddling. You shouldn't have done that. 666 pulled out a knife and stabbed by Penguin in its chest. Blood poured out, and I'm not talking about CGI.
Oh my
I'm
god.
talking about it looking real, like real human blood. My penguin fell, and 666 kicked him into the cold water, leaving part of the water red with blood. My
Was
screen went
the
haywire.
same guy write these stories? There's like a pattern in every
It
single
seems
one.
like it.
It feels like it. It's like, fuck, there are no Club Penguin crappy pastas. There's no Club Penguin troll pastas. I have to write 5 of them.
Someone in the chat said, "Ah, yes, I remember about the Happy Mask salesman being in Club Penguin."
That's our new
Perfect.
code name, 666.
Triple kill.
Never mind 007. I'm looking for 666. He said, my screen went haywire, but then it reset, so everything was okay. It showed my penguin alive, but had stitches on its chest where the knife struck. Its he setting was in the town.
Oh,
Okay.
English.
R
I was
/ I had a
thirsty.
stroke.
Hang on, what is this? I was thirsty and
What? Is
Danny
he in
was
the game now?
Danny with
Oh, no.
Trickster from Dead by Daylight.
Hey, I may be
Ow.
thirsty for Trickster, but shut up.
You're thirsty and creeped out. Watching
Oh.
my back as I went to my refrigerator to get some water, I went back to the computer and saw that 666 was in the town square with me. Oh no, he's following me.
Will you come with me
Using-
to the town square in Club Penguin?
Hang on.
Did you just die?
And she died.
Triple six
Sauce
got
at
her.
that.
666 just got it.
666 got me. I typed in, "Why are you doing this to me?" And immediately he replied with, "Because I like watching people suffer."
Just log out of the game. Just log out and go to a different fucking server. What the fuck?
The next line.
Trying to run away, I went to the gift shop.
I can just imagine them waddling to the gift shop.
I saw blood and intestines spewed everywhere, with a severed penguin's head attached to the blow dryer.
Oh my.
What? In the changing room, it showed the curtain opened in caps lock and showed numerous bodies strewn and severed all over. The screen went red and showed horrifying images of real mangled human
This
body
is literally the same story from the other
Yeah.
one.
and the computer caught fire!
What?
This one's definitely a troll pasta.
The computer caught fire.
And as I ran to get the fire extinguisher, I heard a faint laughing noise coming from the computer. A few days later, I went back on my account with what? You don't have a
New
computer anymore.
It's just fucking melted. It's a melted pile of ash. It still boots up Windows 10 though.
It said I was banned for all eternity, showing 666's model replacing the moderator pad.
Ah, that's the true ending to a horror story right there. No death, no murder, just I was banned from Club Penguin forever.
Okay, so that was our first episode of Pasta Fridays. What did you guys think of the Club Penguin crappy and troll pastas that we read?
They were all trolls, I'm convinced. They were all just trolls.
I think one was genuine. One.
I think it was like
Which-
half genuine. Like I think a kid wrote it, but then tried to be a bit serious, but also tried not to be serious with it.
I think most of these are all like fucking troll, but I think at least one was genuine. Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are doing another episode of Pasta Fridays. This is the second week that we've done this, and today we've got Danny and Manga because Jesse is feeling sick today.
Hi, I'm the replacement.
You could probably bump your mic up a little bit more, Manga. You got a bit
sure?
quieter, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, cool.
Okay, there you go. That's fine. Today we're going to be doing a slightly different style since we did last time. We're going to be reading one story each. We'll still poke and jab at it, like, interchangeably. Like, we'll poke and jab at each other's stories, but we're not going to read, like, 8 different stories. We're just reading one creepypasta each.
Okay.
But if you want to interrupt the reader at any point to crack a joke, go ahead. It doesn't fucking matter.
Me, I love interrupting.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first story is going to be read by Danny, and it's called... Oh, yeah, I forgot to say the gimmick. Today's gimmick is Chuck E. Cheese, if you couldn't tell. And our first
That's
story
my
is
favorite
literally
FNAF game.
called Chuck E. Cheese.
Fuck you.
So,
The joke is like 4 years old now.
I don't care, I'm 4 years old.
the first
Yeah, in height.
the first story is going to be read by Danny.
Going to go now?
Yeah, you can go anytime you want to.
Take
Alright.
it away.
Have you heard of Chuck E. Cheese? What a way to start.
Have you heard
What
of
is that?
this rare place
this'll
called
be fun.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Oh my god, who hasn't
Off
heard
the
of
tip of my tongue. What the fuck?
Charlie
Italian.
Cheese, have you heard of it? Charlie E.
it? Have
Cheese.
you heard of have you heard of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria?
Hello, hello.
Stop.
Hello? Okay. The family and
hello.
good friendly restaurant where a kid could be a kid. You already should know it already by now.
Already,
fun-
already.
You already should already know it by already now. the fun, the pizza, the games, the animatronics.
I missed the part
even-
where the fun comes in. Oh, we
Oh.
got
Hold on.
$10
Super chat.
from Damien. Hey guys, Dylan here. Today we're watching Jesus getting nailed to the cross.
We should do that on Easter.
Nah. We're doing like fucking Lent.
Watch some
So, make
Veggie
it-
Tales.
Oh yeah, perfect. VeggieTales Creepypastas is next week. Let's go. Anyway,
Bingo.
afraid of the wait, no, even the mascot Chuck E. Cheese. Some little kids were afraid of the mascot just because of the way it looked. I was one of them. What I'm about to tell you is true. If you do not believe me, then that's fine. You probably won't anyways.
Defensive.
Fucking passive aggressive little shit. All right.
Fucking love that shit in storytelling. It's like, what I'm about to tell you is 100% true. You will not believe me. It's like, well, fucking tell me then.
What, are you calling me a liar?
It's like Sauce, dude. Trust me.
Literally.
I was 15 years old in the state of California. I was a pretty good kid.
Why
with
do
my
we keep
family.
going back to California? Every
Because that's
fucking
where all the
week.
shit happens, bro. That's where it happens.
California?
Shit
I was
just
pretty.
happens.
I was a pretty good kid with my family and have been doing good in school. Really needed to get good grades.
You're
to pass my freshman
boring.
year. I'm a good
Was that directed
student.
at Danny or the author?
No, this fucking kid. They've got no personality. Oh, I'm doing good in school. I get a perfect attendance. I'm on a roll. Like, shut the fuck up.
You get bullied.
You get whirlied every day. I was just
Whirling,
sitting
that's a fucking
down.
90s term.
Well, I'm older than you. That's why.
Fucking
I-
boomers.
I was just sitting down watching TV when the commercials came on. Nothing pretty new. Then came on a Chuck E. Cheese commercial advertising birthday celebrations with a large pizza and chocolate cake. I smiled a bit, remembering I had a birthday cake. A birthday once when I was 5.
You've only had a birthday
What?
once.
I remember when I had a birthday. It's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. What the fuck?
I only turned 5 once.
Oh, I remember that day. Thought it was never gonna happen again.
He's so focused on studying, he just forgets to celebrate his birthday, the poor kid.
Oh my god.
I smiled a bit.
Helicopter parents.
Oh, wait. But when we celebrated, the Chucky mascot came out to greet me. I was so terrified of that scary thing that I literally got out of my seat and ran away to the bathroom screaming.
True story. My sister, if she ever watches this, is going to be very upset with me, but she did that.
Okay, I have siblings who've done
Dylan's
similar
sister.
things. My siblings have done similar things.
I think I
Um,
was that kid when I was young.
I used to love places like that. My parents
I
had to bring
hated
me
them.
out, telling me that it was just a person in a costume. Oh no, my brother beat up the mascot. Never mind. Anyway,
Classic
almost got-
story.
Almost got sued.
Your
anyway.
brother saw the mascot and he chose fucking violence.
I never really believed them until I got older and started to believe them. Pretty cool story, bro.
Why?
Okay,
That-
okay, wow, alright.
That should have been.
I never
was
believed them.
complete-
I never
that was
believed them
completely
until I
useless
did.
information.
It should have
I
been
never-
structured. I didn't believe them till I got older. There. That's your sentence.
But instead, I never believed them until I did. After watching that commercial, I watched a couple of cartoons until my mum came in, mentioning me that my 4-year-old cousin David's birthday will be tomorrow. Who the fuck has a little kid called David?
Mentioning me that
Hello,
my.
David.
No one in this day and age names their young kid David. That's just not a name, I swear.
His name would be Dave. Just Dave.
Davey.
Dave the intern.
David. Where will we go? I asked. Why, Chuck E. Cheese, of course, smiled my mum. No mother speaks like that. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with a parent who was like, oh, why, we're going here.
Also,
Wait,
she
Probably
keeps-
had
keeps.
that. But you probably were told that you had like that form of fucking communication when you were like maybe like 2 to 4.
This kid's
Once
15.
once that's done, you're just like, yeah, all right, come on, let's get going.
The story keeps forgetting
Jeez.
the period after E, and it's gonna annoy me.
Fun.
Your cousin really wants to go there. He must be really excited to go. Chuck E. Cheese, we're going there. I snapped out of my daydreaming and agreed with my mum. I was pretty excited to go now that I'm not afraid of that mascot anymore. I might have fun. Might. God, this kid's 15.
Might
what
is
a
its
fucking
own
pussy.
sentence. Might is its own sentence.
It's just like it's for suspense, and it's like you're scared of mascots, and you're
It should have
15.
been
You're
dot-
a ween.
It should have been ... lowercase m might.
He's a ween. The next day, my mom drove me and my dad to Chuck E. Cheese. It's been a decade since I've been there. I even swore an oath to myself that I wouldn't step foot back in there because of the mascot. Are you fucking
So
kidding
why were
me?
you? So why were you excited to go?
Oh
What are
my
you talking
fucking
about?
god, this is terrible.
You literally
Uh,
just contradicted your last sentence.
But now that I'm older, I wouldn't have to worry about anything. As we finally arrived, I got out of the car holding my cousin's present. It was a G.I. Joe action figure. Looking up at the building, I started to realize that it was the same place I went to. No fucking shit. Like, you said you were
Nah,
going to
there's
Chuck E.
a new one
Cheese.
just down the street.
You don't have like so many Chuck E. Cheeses that close to each other. You have one near you.
This isn't like Dunkin' Donuts, you know, where it's like a Dunkin' Donuts every fucking 3 streets or like 3 buildings.
Oh my
I've been
fucking
to
god.
America. Y'all are savages.
My mom came in my room and informed me about the divorce and said, "We're going to Chuck E. Cheese to celebrate."
Probably because it's the closest one we were near to. No shit, my fucking god, this stupid kid. We went inside and had our hands stamped by the lady before entering. I looked around, seeing a lot of kids running around, laughing and playing on the arcade games, eating pizza, and playing inside the playhouse.
That's how
area.
I know you're not in Chuck E. Cheese.
If it was anything but kids, I'd be very fucking concerned.
If you see people actually in there, it's not Chuck E. Cheese.
The animatronics were
So much
also on
unrealism,
stage,
bro.
singing catchy songs. Chuck E., Helen, Jasper, Mr. Munch, and Pasquale. Isn't that the YouTuber?
Mr. Pascal.
It's Mr. Pasquale! I don't know how to say that. I saw my little cousin David with his parents squealing excitedly, very happy to be there.
Squealing.
You just come in, some random kid just squealing.
Fucking squealing like a mouse, like fucking.
God, I hate kids, I swear. My parents asked if my parents and I greeted them, and I
This
gave
is one of those
David his
creepy
present.
pastas that is like real slow to get to the creepy. We're just
Is
in
that gonna be any
straight.
creepy?
We're in straight pasta right now, and I'm waiting for the creepy.
I really, really hope it gets something happens. This sounds boring. My parents asked if I could keep an eye on David while they and his parents talked to each other. I said yes, and then took David to the play area. We each had a cup full of tokens and went to play the arcade games. David played the skee balls, getting some tickets. I played the game and ended up with a lot more than he has. Grub. After that,
Not
we
gonna
went on to
brag or anything, but I'm pretty good at these arcade games made for
15-year-old
children.
beats 15-year-old beats a 4-year-old and makes him cry.
Oh man, I bet
I've
you
been
wish
there.
you had all these tickets.
I've been there. After that, we went onto the virtual roller coaster ride, the one where there's a TV screen showing you a man's point of view. We know what a fucking
We know,
first person.
yeah.
We know. Jesus fucking Christ!
Just
Oh
don't
my
have to
God.
explain it to us. We're not aliens.
My cousin laughed and screamed.
He like laughs for like 1 second and then just screams fucking blue murder.
So far, the story is my cousin's wacky adventure at Chuck E. Cheese.
My
When we get to the
cousin
point
laughed.
where it's the bite of 87, please.
Was that the boy at 87?
I can't wait for the bite of 87. He screamed in a happy way, having so much fun. Even I was having fun. Things went very well as he and I were playing many games and won many tickets. David and I came back to our parents to check in. They already had a tray of a large pizza and soda drinks for the two of us. We sat down and ate the pizza. For me, it tasted like cardboard, but I got used to it. Yeah, same, bro. After eating, a couple of employees came to us holding a chocolate cake.
After
and sang
eating
happy
a
birthday to
couple of
David.
employees? They eat the employees because the pizza isn't good enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
Afton be like, after eating a couple of employees.
The man behind the slaughter.
Yep.
Sang happy birthday to David. He was really happy at this moment. All of a sudden, an announcement came on the big TV. And now, boys and girls, it announced, here is your favorite mouse, Chuck E. Cheese.
Wait, no, the story continues below? What the fuck does that mean?
I
it's
think
the-
there's like
I'm-
an ad there, probably.
Oh, there's ads? There's ads on
I'm-
this
Yeah, they
shitty
do
site?
ads.
You gotta
Yeah,
log
they
in,
do that.
I can scroll.
I think it's like they promote stories like in between other stories on Wattpad. It's very fucking strange.
That's
I don't
weird.
Like this
I don't
website.
like that.
Like it. Don't trust
Wattpad, ladies and gentlemen.
it. The Chuck E. Cheese mascot came out waving to all the children as they ran up to him cheering. I chuckled a bit,
Also
remembering
not
how
fan.
scared I was at it, but now I wasn't today. Don't you fucking 15. If you were scared, I'd fucking kill you. Not today.
It's a bit drastic, but okay.
It's not! Survival of the fittest, the weak die.
If you're scared of fucking Chuck E. Cheese by the time you're 15, Darwinism fucking kicks in, apparently.
Fucking look at his fucking response. Not today, my old friend.
A
I
fucking
said-
tumbleweed goes in the background while he fucking takes off his cowboy hat.
It's like, I said to myself,
Not today,
chuckling.
my old
So
friend.
the person telling the story is Knuckles the Echidna.
Oh boy!
I looked at my cousin, wanting to see his reaction. My smile faded away. David was as pale as a ghost and had a terrified look on his face. He scooted next to his mom very close. "But mommy," he said, I want to go home. "But why, dear?" she asked. "Chucky wants to see you. Are you afraid?" He's very scary," he stuttered. "Aw,
I
there's nothing to be
appreciate the
afraid
honesty.
of." "Wait, oh, there's nothing to be afraid of," his dad said. "Here, let's go see him."
What the fuck
No.
is that voice?
British
voice, leave me
Dad
alone.
101.
Hey, you can have a British dad. You know, Brits live in America.
Y'all are like fucking leprechauns over here.
"No!" he exclaimed. "No, I don't wanna!" The Chucky mascot turned towards our table and he walked to us in a silly way. The mouse waved at David. He screamed and quickly gets out of his seat and runs away.
This reads like prompts and not an actual fucking
Yeah,
story.
exactly. It's not written like a narrative.
This is like a story you would write when you're like taking down notes.
Yeah,
like,
before
key
you
scenes
actually
and things like that.
restructure it.
Maybe this actually is a true story of like someone who just didn't like Chuck E. Cheese. Like, I don't get any creepy vibes from it.
Imagine, wouldn't it be some shit if it's like we read this whole story and it turns out just nothing happened?
Okay,
I
here's
can't
Oh,
wait
yeah,
till nothing happens.
generational trauma.
here will be the test to see if it's an actual creepypasta. The Chucky
Yep.
mascot turned towards the table and walked to us in a silly way. The mouse waved at David. He screamed and quickly gets out of his seat and runs away.
I hate how fucking well you can do that voice. That is horrid.
If the word hyperrealistic shows up, then it's officially creepypasta. That's
Yep.
my way of viewing it.
If
Right.
if fucking blood at all appears, it's a creepypasta. Even if they
Fine.
slit their finger open.
I pricked my fingy. His
Oh, I
and
just
my
read ahead. I
parents.
think it's about to get spicy.
Fucking Chucky
His-
walks up to him. You are broken, Gregory.
His and my parents were shocked and they got up to go after him. I got up and went after him as well. The Chucky mascot went a different way to catch up to him. As I searched around the game area, I finally found him near the skee ball game. As I was about to come up to
Oh
him, the
fuck!
Chucky
Sorry. My phone fell over and hit my keyboard and knocked me completely out of place. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, I
Wait.
just saw it.
That was my bad. My phone's kickstand completely flipped. Okay, where are we at?
Yeah. The fucking robot is like
walking in a
grabbing-
silly way.
Yeah.
Oh, walk toward us in a silly way. Yeah, I've got it.
Guys,
I didn't
I-
expect that to happen. My phone just fucking did a 180.
Just hood. It noticed the story you were reading. It just fucking bailed.
It didn't like the Chill's voice.
No, I don't think it did.
As I was about to come up to him, the Chucky mascot comes up to him and grabs his arm. David screamed so loud as if he thought the mascot was going to kill him. He tried breaking free with all his might, but the mascot was too strong. He was about to grab his other arm. I knew this wasn't good, so I
Was
ran
that
up
the
and pushed
White
mascot.
87?
No, that's just a pedophile.
What's the difference?
I knew this wasn't good, so I ran up and pushed the mascot, making it let go of David. "Leave him alone!" I yelled. "Don't you see he's scared of you?" The Chucky mascot stared at me. It was a bit disturbing knowing the fact I'm telling a scary-looking mascot to leave my little cousin alone. You are a 15-year-old.
Is this person? Do you find this thing scary or not?
Yeah.
Make up your mind.
He's like, I wasn't scared of it. I only shit my pants once.
Only a little
David-
bit of doo doo came out. Okay, doesn't count.
David gripped onto my arm very tightly, not letting go. He was still terrified. The mascot kept on staring at me. I'm not afraid of you anymore, I said to it. It's probably just some like, you know, underpaid employee, just like, what the fuck you want?
Yeah,
about
it's not
me?
even
Like,
the same guy. Like,
Exactly.
you're not achieving anything.
This is actually someone who was scared of Chuck E. Cheese. I'm actually believing it's a true fucking story at this point. Just leave. You scared the living hell out of my cousin. The mascot took a step forward, but then a couple of steps back.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
And so 1 step forward and 2 steps back. As my parents, aunt, and uncle came running to us.
Because I'm
asked-
dressed like a rat.
They asked if David was okay. I told them he was really scared of the mascot. Being serious to them. Oh, fuck, it's being serious. They understood and took him back to the table. Chucky still stood looking at them, then back at me. I stared at the mascot. I used to be afraid of you, I said. You need to stay away from children scared of you. Oh my fucking god.
First horribly grammatically done sentence. 2, the fucking employees probably look at him going like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna do some fucking serious voice acting. I
Kid,
used
what
to
do you
be
want
afraid
about?
of you. You need to stay away from the children. They're scared of you.
I used to be afraid of you until I took an arrow to the knee. With that being said, I walked away from the mascot. I decided to go to the bathroom.
I can
since
imagine
needed
him
to pee.
putting on his fucking sunglasses, like full on CSI moment, like
I walked away from the mascot. Oh wait, I need to pee really bad. After doing so, I washed my hands.
he
and
did
drank them.
have to pee. He is still scared.
He peed himself.
I'm not
Okay.
afraid of you. He's just pissing himself.
Pissed his own pants at fucking 15. Jesus Christ. I kind of felt uneasy right now. I don't really know why, but I just do. Because you're fucking scared of a stupid fucking mascot, you
Suddenly
stupid
we're at the
coward.
present tense.
He's
Sheltered
fucking
fuck.
He's afraid of Freddy Fuckbear, for God's sake.
Is this like the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 story where like the kid's scared of the mascots and then like he has to bite of 87? Is that literally the story we're reading?
Who knows?
I don't really know why, I just do. Suddenly the lights began flickering and
Oh
then
no,
turned off.
you're
My
about to run out of power.
I screamed a little bit.
Chucky's at the door.
Oh my fucking... Come on, if the power goes out in a public space, like, your first instinct isn't to fucking scream like a bitch, come on. I screamed a little bit, scared of what happened. The lights came back on after a few seconds. It's fucking Chuck E. Cheese's, they're probably like, you know, low budget, you know. I shook a little
Hold
from
on
that
by
scare.
a fucking mere thread.
I shook a little from that scare. Was there something wrong with the lights? I shrugged it off and went to the door. Before I opened it, it was very quiet. I didn't hear
We're
any
finally
music
getting to
playing.
the creepy shit, and we're over halfway through the story.
I'm guessing it's like a true story, and then he made it creepy at the end. I think he was just scared shitless of fucking Chuck E. Cheese. It was very quiet. I didn't hear any music playing or any of the arcade games, just silence, except that I heard pelting coming from the ceiling and a faint sound of thunder. Okay. It was raining, but wasn't it sunny outside? Fucking Chuck E. Cheese is the master of the fucking weather? Okay. I opened the door and saw what really disturbed me. The interior of the Chuck E. Cheese restaurant was dark and deserted. Wait, are y'all still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Sorry, I
We're
was
just,
just-
we're
yeah,
just
we went to the
in.
I'm like,
Sorry, nothing's fucking happening.
We're
I was
just
thinking,
really
everyone-
invested right now.
Is Chuck E. Cheese in my house?
The lights flicker.
Oh! You just hear me cut out like mid-sentence. You're like, wait, where'd she go?
I press the button to close the door.
Everyone was gone. The arcade games were shut off, the animatronics were gone, and the tables were clear.
Oh no, where's Chica?
Oh no, fuck!
Did he just fucking leave?
I'm back.
You just look at Pirate Cove, see he's not there. Fuck!
No.
See, the most terrifying thing here, the tables are clear. That's assuming that in Chuck E. Cheese, the tables are ever fucking clear.
Well, the tables are clear because they already recycled all the pizza for tomorrow.
Oh.
Ah, that's true.
Some of the windows were broken as if someone broke into the restaurant. Okay, this guy went to pee and all this happened in like the space of what, 20 seconds?
Yeah, like-
It was
what?
the light flickering that did it.
Okay, guys take like 10 seconds to pee, right? They go in and they come out.
Depends on
There's
how
n-
much you've drank.
20 seconds at longest, right? You in, out. There's no way this could happen in that space of time. If it was a woman, I'd believe it, okay? But it's a guy.
I think it's creepy Chucky voodoo magic, though. That's the reason why all the time has
Yeah,
passed.
probably.
Oh,
Like, by the end, when things are about to kill him, it's gonna flicker again, and he's gonna be right back, and everything's gonna be normal again. I bet you.
alright, let's see.
Who knows?
What the hell just happened? Why is everyone gone? I walked and saw what scared the living shit out of me. It was the Chucky mascot sitting at the table my parents, aunt, uncle, and David were sitting at. But Chucky looked very different.
Oh no, we're in creepy territory.
He looked hyper-realistic.
He
I-
had hyper realistic fur,
Blood.
and he had blood dripping from his mouth.
He was a
Oh,
real
for fu-
mouse. He's like fucking Stuart Little.
I just read on. This is so fucking
Like-
stupid.
Let me read my story.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was the same mascot, except he wasn't wearing his clothes. Oh god, and had Jesus
Pedo.
Christ. I told you. His fur was messed up and bloody, and his eyes were now dark and hollow. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
That's not right. Shouldn't it be hollow?
Hello,
Hello.
Mark.
He was tapping his fingers onto the table with that horrific smile. What the fuck is going on? I asked.
Oh, now
I was
we're
scared
swearing.
shitless. I was scared shitless. What the holy fuck is going on? You just said that. The mascot stared at me and slowly reveals what made my heart sank very deep, grammatically incorrect. It was David's head.
Okay, David's dead. Whoever called that earlier, you did it.
Is
You
that
got
the
it.
87?
Was that the point 87?
Gregory, get inside me.
Have you heard of Among Us, Gregory?
Hang on.
Have you heard of Among Us, Gregory?
I should be laughing at a kid dying, but it's pretty funny. David deserved it. Anyway,
This is
he
so
was
fucking quick.
But David sucked. He deserved it. Anyway, he was decapitated and his eyes were gouged. Of course, right? That is
No,
like.
come on. Did
creepypasta number one.
Sonic.exe kill him or did Chucky?
I think it was I think it was the Chuck E. Cheese robot fueled by the soul of Sonic.exe.
Maybe.
Oh my god, David's fucking dead.
It was on top of the chocolate birthday cake. It was on top of the chocolate birthday cake. I was horrified. I wanted to cry my eyes out, but I couldn't. I was too scared to know what happened. I mean, it's pretty obvious what
You
happened.
literally just said I was horrified like 3 separate ways. Come on. Jesus Christ.
This is the shit I was wanting with this series. This is the shit.
so fucking dumb.
Hang on. Hold up.
Why did you do this?
Fuck up.
You look
Why did
kinda
you-
sus, Gregory.
Why did you do this? I screamed. The mascot slowly stood up facing me. It put its paws on the head and slowly pulls it off. It revealed to be a rotten, decayed corpse
Hi,
of a man.
Springtrap.
Oh my
Hi,
god, it's
Springtrap.
Afton! It's Afton! I called it. It's fucking Afton.
I am the man behind the slaughter.
Also,
I
Afton's,
always come back.
Afton is British, so it makes sense because I'm doing the British voice for some of the characters.
You need to say this, Danny. Say, I always come back.
So the Afton voice comes on from now on for Chucky. His eyes were bloodshot red and showed his brown, decaying teeth. I screamed my lungs out, seeing the horrific figure. Be afraid, the thing said. It started to slowly come towards me. I ran straight back into the bathrooms and shut it tightly. I cried my heart out and sat in the corner of the bathroom. David's
Why didn't you
dead
take the fucking exit?
because he's a fucking pussy.
The door's
Why
locked
didn't you
until
take-
6 a.m. Didn't you
The windows
fucking
were
play the
smashed. He should've
game?
got out. David is dead. Everyone is gone. That fucking thing is going to come after me next. I couldn't stop crying. I was really scared. I was afraid of that creature. I'm afraid. God, please help me.
Will you stop repeating I am afraid 3 fucking separate times? You're fooling
Ugh.
no one.
The bathroom door opened. I didn't
boy,
bother
here
to
we
know
go.
what was going to happen. I know I'm gonna die. Zach? Asked the voice. Why are you sitting in the corner?
Why
I
are
looked
you?
up and saw
Why are you
David.
covered in piss
This
and
was a fucking
shit?
hallucination.
Oh my
This was a hallucination.
Someone
Oh my
forgot to someone forgot to check the vents.
Someone forgot to take his fucking meds, apparently. Our 15-year-old protagonist just had a fucking schizophrenic attack
This is FNAF
inside
3.
a fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
This is FNAF 3
Jesus.
where if you don't fucking check the fucking air filter, you
Oxygen,
go
yeah.
crazy.
You literally,
Fucking
and you start
hell.
seeing shit. I looked up and saw David. He was alive. Without asking, I ran towards him and hugged him very tightly. I was so happy he was alive. I told him everything that happened, but he looked at me as if I was speaking another language.
I'm
This
telling
kid's
you,
like
the
fucking-
only
Oh,
the only reason why the main character survived is he had the door closed till 6 a.m. and then he's fine.
but Chucky would never do that, he said. He said he was sorry for frightening me. This poor underpaid employee being villainized. Oh my god.
I know.
He
Poor
did?
guy.
I asked. Yeah, he smiled. I'm not afraid of him anymore. I let go of him and walked him.
you are.
He's a fucking... What a 4-year-old is braver than a fucking 15-year-old.
And the
I let go of
15-year-old is lying about it too. He's like, I'm fine. I'm not afraid. Holy fucking shit, I'm afraid.
Kiss his pants.
So yeah, I'm fine. Everything is okay. Fucking shits himself.
I let go of him and walked him out of the bathroom. To my surprise, everything was back to normal. Everyone was back, the arcades were on, and it was bright and sunny outside. I was very confused. My parents told me it was just time to go, so I agreed. We said goodbye to my aunt, uncle, and David. Just as I was about to leave, I turned around. The Chucky mascot stared at me and then winked at me.
Pedo,
since-
pedo, pedo, pedo.
I want to read this line.
Ever since that day, I made a full promise to never enter the restaurant ever again.
But Dylan, you don't understand. They always come back. I always come back, Gregory.
Okay, so that was our first story, just entitled.
Okay, so I basically called all of this. I basically called this. Like, wouldn't it be some shit if nothing fucking happens? I called it.
This was
I
called.
called it literally 10 minutes ago.
This was called Creepy Pasta Chuck E. Cheese. What did you guys think of it?
A whole lot of nothing.
I fully believe it's a true story that some schizo 15-year-old went through. I literally believe 100% this happened.
He's just been
Oh my
playing way
God.
too much FNAF.
Probably.
It's getting to him.
Most
You're starting
FNAF
to see
kids
him
now are like
everywhere.
15, so...
That is true, yeah.
I think that it was wonderful. I loved this story. It was way too much padding. I hated the padding. But as soon as we got to the spoopy shit, it's just what I wanted.
Yeah, Lavender put it perfectly. Fucking Chucky did nothing wrong.
Chucky did do
Literally
nothing
to
wrong.
anyone. My character's a massive fucking pussy.
That is exactly true.
The main character just got triggered by Chucky.
He didn't even
It just
explain
triggered
why
a
he was so
fucking
scared.
Vietnam flashback.
Like, he didn't
when
even
he played the
explain
first
why he was
game.
so scared of Chucky, though. Like, he didn't say why he was scared. He just said, as a kid, I was scared of him, so I never wanted to go back. But then I did, and I cried.
And
He
I'm
like
still
wrote this with
scared.
the whole fucking like mindset where it's like everyone knows what a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic is, and because they look creepy, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's why you're scared of them."
See, as a Brit, I've never been.
Neither have I. Chuck E. Cheese is a fucking fantasy wonderland over here. Never heard of it.
Mm-hmm. You gotta explain it to the rest of the world.
Yeah. I'm sure this writer probably made better shit. I hope
No.
this is like. I
Don't think
hope
so.
this is not their magnum opus. Well, you know the whole recent news where Paramount's gonna take stories from Wattpad and adapt them into films. I hope this one gets a film adaptation.
Oh, maybe I should start
It
putting
already
my stuff on
did.
Wattpad.
They
that
did.
fucking that
The fucking Wonderland shit.
yeah, with fucking Crazy
Nick
Man in
Cage.
it. Yeah, Nick Cage.
Yeah, Nick Cage.
Okay,
Anyone know
so
the name of the film? Chat. What's the fucking name of the film?
I think it's Wally's Wonderland or something.
Oh, Willy's Wonderland. the stuff
Willy's
in that one.
Wonderland. Yeah,
I watched that.
I need
Oh,
to watch
boy.
it. I need
The,
to
the
watch
song
it.
the song was kind of a bop, but that was about it.
It's funny because we had like 2 fucking wannabe FNAF movies come out like in the same year. Because like they had the Banana Splits movie, which I swear
yeah,
that was
that's true.
also based off of a failed FNAF script. And then we have the fucking
no.
Willy's
That's
Wonderland.
Banana Splits was like actually a franchise. Like, a
Yeah,
long
yeah,
time
but
ago.
I'm saying it feels like it was a rejected FNAF script that they turned into the Banana Splits thing.
See, Yeah, I don't think they rejected FNAF scripts. I think they just like they saw FNAF doing well and wanted to do their own version.
The
to, like,
Willy's
get
one,
attention.
the Willy's one is confirmed to be ditched FNAF script.
It was ridiculous. That movie was so silly.
That was one of the FNAF scripts that got rejected.
I don't blame them for
What?
rejecting it. It was
What? A Nicolas Cage movie being silly? What? Say it ain't so.
it was the worst Nicolas Cage.
I want to
movie.
believe that the Banana Splits one was also rejected FNAF script.
I feel like it was probably one of those like Chinese knockoff things where it's like, oh, we'll make money.
I feel like the Banana Splits is more like, oh, that thing's popular. Let's try and do a similar.
But it
thing.
was
That's
never
what I think.
popular. Oh, I thought you were
No,
saying
FNAF.
Banana Splits.
No, I mean my mom said she grew up with Banana Splits. I don't know.
Banana shits.
My God, you're so fucking childish.
Just reading what happened in chat.
Banana shits. Alright, who's reading the next one?
Okay, let's get to this
Okay.
next story.
This is Something in the Pizza
Yes,
by I Am a Bear.
I'm terrified
Here
to
we
know what's
fucking
in
go.
the pizza.
It's got a black background on this one, so you know it's going to be an actual creepypasta.
Whoa!
Alright. Read by me. Here we go, my fucking debut.
This is actually on creepypasta.org.
Yeah, so you can go read it if you want. Anyways, ahem. I am a fan of Chuck E. Cheese.
How are you
And
a
I've been going
fan
there
of
since
Chuck
I-
E. Cheese? It doesn't have a fandom. Like, you either eat there or you don't. This is like,
And I have been going there since I was 4 years old.
It's another one. It's another fucking 4-year-old who's been going there for like years.
It's like a common trend for 4-year-old Americans. You all just go to fucking Chuck E. Cheese the moment you reach that age.
watch
Is it like
this.
Is it like an ancient American tradition we don't know about?
Watch this story be like a revamped version of the story we just read.
It's like the Club Penguin one we did last week, where every story was just the same.
Yeah. And I'm on different websites and it happens again.
We should have a fucking drinking game for this. We need to get some fucking.
I just
shots
saw
going.
ahead. I just saw ahead. Please read. Please. Oh my goodness.
Alright.
You gotta keep reading.
Well, I just fucking glimpsed and I just saw a fucking unholy word. This will be fun. I get filled with joy when I see my parents driving our car to Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time Theater. I go there mostly for the games and pizza, but I also love Chuck E. Cheese, who was the mascot of the restaurant.
Furry, furry, furry.
He is a tall, furry mouse slash
Yep.
rat.
He's a
Why
rat.
did I get? Why did I get the furry one?
His name is I Am Bear too, so you know he's a furry.
I wanted to believe.
He's
Oh,
a fucking rat. How do you think he's a mouse?
I thought he was a mouse at one
No,
point.
he's a rat. He's always been a rat. Well, he was
No, they
originally meant to
changed
be a
it.
coyote, but they accidentally got a rat costume, so he's a rat.
Some deep,
changed
in-depth Chuck E. Cheese lore, boys.
That's the actual origin of Chuck E. Cheese. He was meant
They
to be a
made.
coyote.
He's been a mouse at some point. He has been a mouse at some point.
When? I always
Oh,
remember...
no, he has. I trust me. I've read it. Like he was. Either he was a
Where?
mouse first-
Source, dude,
Son.
Oh my god! I'll find it. I'll find a Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese gender? No, species. Hang on.
I swear, he's always been a rat.
He got race swapped. Species.
Disgusting.
Because I was watching a
Um,
documentary
That's
about
fucking
it. I was
sacrilege.
watching...
No, Dylan. He was a rat in 1977 to 93, and he's a mouse now.
Why did they change it? Why would he be a mouse now?
I guess because you associate mice with eating cheese more than rats, and I guess like rats are less appealing than mice.
That's
That's
true.
just so stupid.
To be fair, he looks more like a mouse, like now at least.
I mean, he was always ugly for like fucking 4 or 5 decades, and now he looks like a cute little mouse. So I guess I understand why they redesigned him now. But I always remembered him being a rat as a kid, and 93 is well before I was born. So I don't know why I remember him
Maybe
being
like
a rat.
some buildings kept the old animatronics for a bit, which were more rat-like. See, every time I've heard the name, I thought of mice because mice and cheese just comes to my head first.
Son
That's just
Swift, this
weird.
isn't a Mandela effect, it's just Danny being British.
No, Danny's right though. I thought that he was a rat and he was a mouse when I was a kid.
Yeah, he's been a mouse for like 20 years now, apparently.
Yeah,
Like,
he's been a
30.
mouse since before I was born.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. We learned something new today.
Education.
My family has been going there since it first opened in 1977, and I was 4 when it first opened.
An early adopter, I see.
Jesus. Back then, I was creeped out at the Chuck E. Cheese robot that always stood at the back of the place.
Like the first
was right-
story.
Here we fucking go. It's probably the first story we better written.
Mm-hmm.
It was right in the wall by the area where the birthday parties are held, and it is turned on throughout the whole day that the place is opened. It moves to the songs that are played back there. Also, whenever someone has a birthday party held there, there was someone dressed. Jesus Christ, this is hard to read. There is someone dressed in a Chuck E. costume that dances with the kids, and a song is played in the speakers. There's a lot of useless information here. After the dance with Chucky, there would be a ticket confetti thrown by Chucky himself for the kids to have free tickets.
Okay, I can at least give the story the props it deserves because it's educating me, the Brit, for
Setting
like
the
things.
scene.
It's telling us like how Chuck E. Cheese is, just in case you don't know what it is, and it's like you
Yeah.
know what, I can envision it now. The other one was like, the other one didn't do that.
Also,
It's
they're
just
putting
McDonald's
the
with
period
fur.
after E.
Yeah, I thought you'd like
Yeah,
that.
that was always throwing me off.
Chuck E.
Okay, here we go.
His name
Chuck
is
E.
Chuck Entertainment Cheese. That is
Got
his
it, okay.
name.
Note to self. Throughout the years, there have a couple of weird occurrences. I think you're missing a word there, buddy.
There
That
was
happened
there
in-
was a bite in 1987,
Oh my god.
and one year
Swear to
someone
God.
took one of the mascot suits in the back, the yellow one, and
Golden
Shit
Chucky.
Stop.
they used it.
There have been a couple of weird occurrences that happened in the Chuck E. Cheese that I have attended my whole life. For example, there was a complete blackout and complete silence for like 5 minutes. When the lights finally turned back on.
Wait, is this
everything
a
went back to
sequel?
normal.
Is this a sequel to the last story?
This is the bit I
Maybe.
saw earlier with the lights going off and then everything being normal.
If they start mentioning, oh yeah, by the way, a 15-year-old was having a fucking panic attack in the bathroom, then yes.
It's a crossover episode.
Oh my god. It was pretty scary. It was as dark as my room at night when I go to sleep. And the fact that it was totally silent for the entire time made it even more creepy.
There's no
for me.
way it would be silent if the lights went out with a bunch of kids around. You know they'd be screaming and beating each other.
Okay, I think I know what's going on here. So in 2 stories this happens. So basically in Chuck E. Cheese, when the lights go out, you get teleported to like an alternate Silent Hill universe of Chuck E. Cheese. When the lights come back on, it's back to normal.
No, you just don't take your meds.
Chucky is some
And
type
then-
of fucking he's some
Fucking
type
entity.
of he's like
like
some,
an SCP.
no, he's like some type of Cthulhu-esque creature.
Start speaking fucking Lovecraftian horror. Holy shit. That'd be cool, actually. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yeah. Another weird occurrence that happened was the Chuck E. Cheese robot completely stopped, and it just looked at me. It kept staring right at me, but its eyes didn't follow me when I moved around.
Well,
I
it
moved
shouldn't.
away from its... Okay. I moved away from its crosshairs, and it didn't follow me. So it wasn't creepy, but still pretty creepy.
Shut
So it
up.
wasn't
it wasn't
creepy, but
as
it was.
okay, so it wasn't as creepy, but still pretty creepy. Dude, just say it was creepy.
Yeah, this guy's also in denial.
I'm better than this. Okay, I'm a big man.
SCP, Chuck E. Cheese, class, Keter.
There was another occurrence that wasn't quite right, and what happened was Chucky just fell down and hit his head while doing the free tickets dance. All the dancing just
Poor
completely stopped.
guy. I feel so bad for the mascot men. Like, they do this terrible fucking job, and then losers document their shit in creepypastas.
For all we know, this poor employee guy just had a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
Let's see. All of the kids next to me who were just dancing 3 seconds ago just stood there completely still, with their mouths open. Chucky got back up and walked around like a zombie, around in circles while taking bold looks at the kids. Pedo. He was just circling around the place where he was dancing and walking the same way that a drunk person would walk. You gotta stop using verbal diarrhea, buddy, Jesus Christ. It was clear that he probably had some sort of brain damage.
Oh no, the poor guy.
He has a concussion, and this kid is just fucking writing it down in his fucking notepad.
Some guy gets concussion, walks around, and is like, fucking 8-year-old, is this guy retarded? My god. Even as an 8-year-old, I knew it had to be some sort of brain damage. Okay, genius. An ambulance was called in, and the ambulance people said that he had brain trauma, but I learned later that he survived. Chucky came
Fight of
back about a
87?
week or... The fall of 87, more like.
Was that the fall of 87?
Is this the blank of 87? What the fuck? Chucky came back about a week or 2 later. This isn't all the strange happenings that I have witnessed, but that is some of them. I won't put all
It's not
of
even
them...
strange. It's not even strange. You just spend too much time at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. I won't put all of them in because that would make my story very long, and it won't be worth it.
Thank you
watch
for
me
at
when
least being honest.
Yeah, cheers, fam. My parents watch me when I am dancing with Chucky for the free tickets, but they barely even watch me when I go play on the arcade games. And now they know well that they are going to supervise me a lot more often now, because of what happened that fateful day.
What
I've had
fateful day?
nightmares.
The day Chucky fell? You need to structure that sentence better.
I think that, yeah. I've had nightmares for the whole month.
Some guy fell over and went to hospital.
No, he's meaning a separate event, but he didn't structure
Like the
the
event
sentence
that's gonna
properly.
happen, like in this story. Yeah, it's very strange. I don't,
Shit.
who knows? Maybe, for all we know, he could be talking about
Yeah,
the
that's
concussion. It was just that fucking traumatic.
He has Vietnam flashbacks every time someone trips. It's like, no, not again. Not again, Chucky.
Gregory.
On my 10th and most likely last birthday at Chuck E. Cheese, my parents took me to Chuck E. Cheese. Jesus, stop saying fucking Chuck E. Cheese!
Also,
God.
he put 2 dots in Chuck E. Cheese.
That's what's throwing me off.
He keeps doing it.
And he lowercase the cheese.
Where since I finally turned double digits, they would make this a very special day for me. How would it be special, you ask? They let me stay in the Chuck E. Cheese for 6 hours. We normally stay there for about 1 or 2. I decided to run around and play in every single arcade game. My parents had given me several hundred tokens, so that I have more than enough to enjoy my birthday here. I really love playing at the section of the place where you put in a token, it'll give you a supply of heavy balls that weigh around 1 or 2 pounds.
Okay, so here's my big
Stop.
question.
Stop it, Danny.
Here's my big question. The parents are staying there to watch him. Are they gonna sit there and eat pizza for 6 hours?
Kill myself.
Yeah, like Jesus.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
And you have to roll them up a ramp and try to land the balls into the holes that have numbers 1,000, 2,000. Stop fucking being a child, Danny! Stop, you're not 5. They have numbers 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, and so on. Those numbers are the same amount of points you get when you land the balls on those pits.
Ooh.
You could have just said skee ball, bro. You could have just said skee ball, but I appreciate the effort.
Wasn't the skee ball
Good
in the
on
last one too, with the kid crying by the skee ball?
Yes.
Yeah,
My god.
decided to get a bit more in depth with it. I went there as I do every single time I come here. We know. I had gotten at least 30,000 points from this play, which was a lot more points than usual. I've been getting good. There was a guy who was watching me the whole time. He congratulated me for getting the highest score anybody has ever gotten in the history of
I'm
this
awesome,
restaurant.
by the way. It's the same kid. He's just written another story. It's the same
He's come
fucking
back.
kid.
This is the past story, but like the director's.
They
story.
wrote out David. That's all this is. It's the fucking same story without
So like,
David.
you self-insert the story. David
It's
was
a-
fucking dead weight.
It's a requel.
Let's see, where was I?
And his head was a
And I
paperweight.
thanked him. He told me I deserve a prize, and he pulled something from his bag.
Don't do it, Chucky!
Oh no.
He said a fucking meth needle. Let's see. It was weird because nobody has ever given me a VHS tape at Chuck E. Cheese before. I looked at the label of it, and it said, "Evidence. Do not tamper."
What?
Fuck. What the fuck?
Is that the bite of 87?
Is that the tape of 87? I looked at the label of it. Oh wait, shit, I fucking read that, sorry. I guess the guy who gave it to me was a police officer, so I asked him if he was, and he said no. Red flags all over the fucking place,
Oh
my god. He told me he was the janitor there, and told me to tell my parents to give it to the police.
Hey there, little kid. You want a free VHS tape? I need you
Why
to
don't you
be
just go to
sure
the
to
police
hand it
yourself?
straight to your parents so they can report it to the officers.
Why can't you just go to the police yourself? What the fuck?
Maybe he's a ghost.
Maybe he's the fucking killer, I don't know.
Probably.
I'm the man behind the slaughter.
I asked him what was in the tape, and he said, "Something terrible happened here that I saw, and the police needs to know about this. Please, give it to the cops." Why would he give me this as a prize? This was definitely not a prize. I got pretty curious about what was in the tape, but I decided to do what the guy told me. So I ran to my parents to give the tape to them, and told them to give it to the police. They told me when we leave, they will.
They're gonna stay
Okay, so
there.
I like how the parents. I like how the parents just like saw their fucking son come up to a gift which you got from a stranger that says evidence do not tamper, and they're like, yeah, okay, we can wait. That's fine.
That is that
Normal occurrence.
that is the voice I was going with, Lava, the fucking guy from Resident Evil 4.
When I gave it to my parents, the pizza was already here. I didn't recognize the pizza, so
I didn't recognize the
What was
pizza.
this? What? And they told me it was the new pizza. It was called Chucky's Special.
Oh
Oh,
no,
that's
does
it.
it have a secret sauce on it?
The secret sauce. I then remembered seeing that commercial on TV that showed Chucky talking about making Chuck E. Cheese's better than ever. Brand new pizza was added to the menu. It had lots of sauce.
Oh no, I called it.
The secret formula.
The Krabby Patty's secret formula.
I then looked at the pizza and took a piece so I can try it. It was the best pizza I had ever tasted. It was a lot better than the regular cheese pizza. As I was eating it, I had something very hard and slimy in my mouth. My God.
Oh,
my God,
no.
It's human shit. Isn't
The
it?
pizza's made of people.
It's just a bite of 87.
I pulled it out of my mouth, and it looked like part of someone's finger.
What?
What? Okay.
I was right.
We're doing this now. I asked my mom what it was, and she took it out of my hands and screamed. What is this? She called over an employee and asked him about it. He looked at it and was absolutely horrified. What the hell? I actually don't know what got into the pizza, he yelled. Okay, nice. Great fucking management over here. He went to tell the manager, and the manager picked up the red telephone that was in his desk. Okay. And stuck his fingers into the number holes.
Yeah,
All of them at once.
Fucking dunk.
He just spun it with his full fucking fingers.
He dialed the police and the police investigated the restaurant. But before they did, I reminded my mom to give them the VHS tape and she did. The police officer that my mom gave the tape to thanked us and asked us if you can't write a sentence, bro.
I guess we know what Afton does with the bodies now.
Yep. Where was I? Oh yeah. And asked us if we knew what happened. I told him that someone's finger was in my pizza. I could tell he was absolutely disgusted since his face went pale. He was writing down everything that me and my parents were telling him. We were ordered to evacuate the restaurant so that the police could investigate. They also closed down the restaurant and made sure that no one can come in. We went home and turned on our TV, which we had gotten a few months before that day. Useless information. And saw on the news that 2 bodies of young children found in Chuck E. Cheese, which was of course the same Chuck E. Cheese that we just went to for my birthday.
They were stuffed into the mascot suits, I know.
And the news also mentioned a VHS tape that had been reviewed by the police, and what was in the tape was Chuck E. Cheese giving some pizza and soda for 2 little girls who were around 8 or 9 years old. Then, later in the tape, it showed the 2 kids passed out on the spot.
Oh my god, I know who's behind that mask. Pull it off, Bill Cosby.
Oh no!
I know you're the man behind the slaughter,
Oh
Bill.
my god!
Chucky came back with a butcher knife and chopped both of the bodies with it into small pieces of flesh.
With
The
just
camera
a
pointed-
okay, the
Okay, are
human
you showing this on fucking broadcast?
the human
fuck?
body is very durable, and I know it's gonna sound like I'm a serial killer by saying this, but you cannot
Okay, you're so
cut
sister.
up a whole human body with just a butcher knife.
You can't.
It's
And also-
not
He was,
gonna
like, as
happen.
hard as fucking concrete.
But also, they would have woke up at some point.
Yeah, true. Even if you
Unless
fucking
he
drug them.
cut their brainstem. I don't know.
Unless he fucking hacked their head off first with the butcher knife. But still, either way,
Still wake up.
there is no way that you are fucking cutting these humans apart unless you have an assortment of knives that would not be at a Chuck E. Cheese. And even then, it would still be an effort.
Anyways, the camera pointed to the kitchen where Chucky was mixing the body parts into the pizza that he was cooking in the oven and was smiling at the camera. He said, "This will make the pizza better than it has ever been in the world." That
So
was
he's
pretty
killed.
much what
Hang
was-
on. So he's killed 2 children, and that's how he makes these amazing pizzas with just 2 children.
Sure.
That's not enough.
We need to
was
kill
pretty much
more
what-
kids.
That was pretty much what was in the tape. Pretty horrifying.
Pretty horrifying.
I'll cook 1,000 kids in the pizza before I let this company die.
Oh no, water news. Chucky was arrested and brought to a mental
Chucky, his name is Chuck E. Just the actual rat.
brought to a fucking mental
Oh, I get it. It was build up. He's the same Chucky that hit his head earlier, and he went insane.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Whoa.
that's how head
He was-
trauma works. Thank you.
He was questioned about the murders, and he said he just wanted to make the pizza better. He started crying, saying, "I'm not a bad mouse," repeatedly, even on the way to court. That Chuck E. Cheese pizzeria was
Chucky
shut down
outfit when he was in
permanently.
court?
I'm telling you, Judge, he's no mouse, he's a rat.
Was he in the fucking Chucky costume in court?
I'd hate to be the fucking lawyer in this case.
Sir, you killed 2 children, but sir, I'm a mouse.
So you're telling me your middle name is entertainment?
Let's see, where was I? Okay. That Chuck E. Cheese pizza was shut down permanently, and has never reopened.
They opened sister
Is-
location a few years later.
Stop.
They built the megaplex on top of it.
It is now 2018, and I'm the same person who and I am the same person, sorry. And I am the same person who experienced and wrote down that event above. I am quite injured, and I'm lying down in the middle of a kitchen table. I have no idea what's happening now, but the last thing I remember is going to my son's birthday party in a Chuck E. Cheese. I saw my son pass out, and everyone around me was passing out too. Well, the very last thing I remember was Chucky smashing everyone who was still conscious with a baseball bat.
Oh my god, he's a trickster.
How
from
are
Dead
you
by
writing
Daylight.
this story?
I don't know. I see Chucky right next to me with a bloody butcher knife and is smiling at me. He said, "Welcome to my kitchen."
Also, the
went to
American
the sink.
justice system has failed us if he was able to get out of prison and go around working at another Chuck E. Cheese.
Also, why would the
Shit fucked.
protagonist go to Chuck E. Cheese with his son if he like had such he was eating a human body as
Yeah.
a kid at Chuck E. Cheese?
I guess he
right?
wanted another fucking dose of that.
Oh.
Okay, that says a lot more about the main character than it does about the fucking killer.
A taste for blood.
I was kinda hoping that another body would be in my pizza.
And went to the sink and is sharpening his butcher knife. If I get out of this alive, I will update this. I see him holding his butcher knife a few inches above me. It is lifting up to the ceiling, and is falling down towards.
Have you seen that Attack on Titan, like, what do you call it? OVA of that woman who writes the diary. And she's
Yeah.
like writing in it as she's being eaten by the Titan.
Is that what the fuck?
Yeah, that is exactly what I imagined for this, where it's like he's riding as the fucking knife is coming towards him, and it's like, dude, you got priorities. Your son's gonna die and shit. The fuck?
The story the story that it kind of reminds me of is that there's a story where this guy, he keeps getting sent back in time. Like whenever there's like an experience in his life, he'll be sent back to that experience over and over again, and he'll relive that day like multiple times in a row. And throughout the story, he just keeps doing that, and he gets comfortable with it. And then he is at the end of the story, it's like, I'm about to die, though. That's why I'm writing this. I've already died 4 different times because people hijack the plane and kill everybody on it. And no matter what I do, it keeps happening. He's like, this is the last time the event will probably play out, so that's why I'm writing this down. And it made sense for that. It made sense why he's writing something right before he dies, because he can. He has the time. He can literally time travel in a way. But it doesn't make any sense here that you'd just be fucking typing on your iPad while Chucky's about to murder you.
Well, it's more like murdering his kid as well. Like, wouldn't you have like parental protection? Like, you'd protect your
Nah, I
own
guess
kid.
not. Once
Well,
the kid's
not
dead,
anymore.
yeah, fuck him.
Gen Z dad.
Also, it didn't say he was bound to the table. It said he's lying on the table. Like, unless Chucky, like, paralyzed him with some type of neurotoxin, there's no way that he shouldn't just be able to get off the table and beat the shit out of the guy. Also, the
So
story
he's
treats Chuck E. Cheese like he's a real person. Like, it is Chucky.
Guy's just fully schizophrenic.
Maybe the kid was the one that hit his head, and he got it all
Maybe.
backwards. Maybe he was the killer the whole time.
Oh my god. It's actually FNAF 4 where the kid's in the coma and like the fucking he's imagining the animatronics.
Stop.
Okay,
No.
so yeah, that story was pretty shit. You know what? I'm gonna say this now. The story was worse than the last one.
I was gonna
least
say
the
the other
last
one
one was
was
entertaining.
funnier.
Yeah, it was cringy. It at least had that going for it. The story sucked. Like, actually properly sucked. So
Hope it
let's
did
move
better.
on to the story that I'm supposed to read. And this is like the one that I got paid to read, so I'm excited. The real Chuck E. Cheese.
Here we go.
Have you ever thought that there was something the creators of Chuck E. Cheese were hiding from us all? Yes, that Chucky's a mouse now instead of a rat. Or have you ever found something to be off about that place? Even the creepy robotic mascots that dance on stage? I didn't until I found the truth about Chuck E. Cheese. It all began on the first time I had ever visited the place. I was around the age of 5 or 6. We're going up a little bit. We're not 4 anymore. We're 5 and 6.
Okay, alright, we're breaking tradition, that's good.
We're moving a little bit up in life. So I, of course, was pretty ecstatic to go.
Ecstatic, yeah.
Yeah, I said it. Ecstatic to go. Seeing all those commercials of the kids eating pizza and running around without a care in the world, and arcade games, and played the structure, and the play structure made me almost get down on my hands and knees to plead and beg my mom to take me. After finally,
Okay,
Go
I'll
for it.
I'll give this one this. Opening's pretty good. It's dumb still, but like, I'm hooked. This is interesting.
After finally getting her to break, she took me. I was the happiest kid in the world. My mom drove me over just a few hours before evening, so maybe around 4:30 or so. I almost knocked over the woman at the door, who was just doing her job, who gave you the little stamp on your hand, running ahead of my mom and bursting through the doors like a maniac child. Eventually, I was stamped
Foreigners.
and literally screeching as I ran around to get all the games and play sets. After a bit, I stumbled over to a game like Whack-A-Mole, but with sharks, right by the staff-only room. And don't go in the staff-only room, that's where they store the animatronics.
Well, funny you should say that.
One shark whacking minute later, I'd won the game, Before I could squeal in success and collect my tickets, my ears caught the sound of something very strange on near the staff-only room. I could hear someone
Two of the
say...
employees are fucking.
I was about to say.
I could hear someone say, Test 15 on mutated rat results in angered behavior, such as throwing desk and scientist at the wall. Then wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, so let's assume...
That's a very wacky thing to say during sex.
Let's assume that Chucky actually is a creation of the Chuck E. Cheese organization. Wouldn't they have made him beforehand?
Wouldn't they have made him off-site, like at a different location?
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't just have
A
it like
sister location?
Yeah.
Stop that.
Like at least at either an underground lab beneath it or somewhere that's like off-site, because that's too easy to access if you're doing scientific experiments.
And how big is the staff-only room?
It's pretty fucking big in this one.
I then begin to wonder, what in the world could they be talking about? Maybe they were making a new game? Being so young, I had no idea what was actually going on in there. Being curious, I looked in the door and saw two employees fucking. And feeling a bit interested. I pressed myself against the door and listened in as carefully as a 6-year-old could. I could hear them snapping at each other. Things like, "What are we going to do with this beast?" and "Get it away from me!" A mumbled shout poured over whoever was in there and replied with a louder, "We can't just kill that thing! It's a beast version of our mascot!" The talking stopped. I blinked for a second and pressed myself closer to the door. I quickly realized that this thing was a very bad mistake. As the door opened, from my weight against it, I slipped
They didn't even lock
in.
it.
Going from leaning onto the door, falling flat on my face and getting a concussion and going crazy and cooking people into pizza on the ground of the staff room. Immediately, footsteps trampled over to me, hands grabbing my arms. I was out like a light in a few seconds, and I still don't know what the hell they did to that. I woke up slowly, my eyes feeling heavy, my body feeling weak, in some sort of interrogation room. Where are my parents? I don't know. A tall man, a slender man, if you will, with a serious expression, wearing the cleanest white lab coat. I'm gonna make him German, I don't care.
Oh my god, it's Frank Schmidt!
Oh my god, it's your boy!
It's Frank Schmidt!
Who's
Dylan
Frank
has no
Schmidt?
idea what we're talking about.
I don't know who Frank
It's an
Schmidt
inside
is.
joke.
Okay, I'd ever seen began walking towards me out of the blue, like he knew I'd be awake, like he knew I was awake. His voice was so deep. Oh no, this is gonna be bad
His voice
for me.
was deep.
And it was scratchy from what I could tell. Okay, so I guess I'm not doing German today.
Oh no, it's not Frank Schmidt.
What?
Aww.
You know, don't you? You know, he said. I was 6 years old, half knocked out at Chuck E. Cheese. A sentence I thought I'd never read. So I didn't know what they expected from me. I babbled for a second, letting my tongue function correctly. What? I replied dumbly, blinking hazily. He grabbed my arm, making the static feeling, I don't think that's the word you're looking for, intensify somehow. He pulled me up a bit, making me whine, though I quickly shut my toddler trap when a loud banging on the door echoed throughout the room. Naturally, me being so young and clueless, I screamed, thrashing around. The man let go of me and snapped at me to shut my mouth. Forgetting about almost everything, I thrashed around some more, slipping out of my chair. I kicked my legs, going into the corner of the room, just like that last kid from the first story. I screamed again, banging my foot against something, making a loud metal clang against my foot. I twisted around and whined down the air vent. Whined down
he's
that air
venting.
Oh
vent.
Gregory, you
Oh
got
no,
a
he's
vent!
vent! Gregory, you've got a vent!
I kicked it
Have you
again.
heard of Among Us, Gregory?
I kicked it again out of scared, hot anger. With another loud scream and clang, the metal front popped off again, letting out a shriek when I heard the man stomping towards me out of the noise, clawing metal and banging. I scooted inside, spitting at him. I was scared half to death.
I spit on you.
I mean, what was I doing here?
on the unbelievers.
Where was my mom? He swiped at me for a moment, but quickly his hand was pulled back. There was another loud bang, and the man stepped back. Using my tiny little hands, I grabbed the air vent's door and pulled it back, pressing on the door just in time. A piercing hiss was followed by a shout from a stranger and the loudest bang on the door. I crawled back, scooting back into the vent. I had to leave. Even being so young, I knew I was in trouble. Actually, you'd know you're in trouble more when you're young because you just have fight or flight because you don't overthink things.
Your shit's turned up to like 200%.
I hastily turned around with a bit of struggle, slowly crawling down the vent. I looked sus, but it was okay. A loud, manly scream echoed through the vent, being followed by more. They were in unison with the sound of cracking and tearing. So I guess Chucky's eating everybody. I'm going to assume that this is how the timeline went. This is the first story. They make Chuck E. Cheese. The one we read a second ago is the second story, where Chucky's at his peak. And then the last story is where Chucky is withered Chucky. And he is just trying to scare people because he's too weak to eat them. Which I now know was flesh and bone from the stranger. I got out as fast as I could. A small light was around the corner a few minutes, and I stomped on it. The opening of the vent was easily popped open. They really weren't paying attention to how tightly they were screwed on, were they? My feet stumbled.
Well done, superstar.
My feet stumbled as I climbed out, but there was soon trampling to where I saw my mom last, and she was still there with a worried expression. How did they not hear people being eaten alive? That's a pretty loud thing. Like, how? How did you not hear that? I ran up to her, hugging her tight. My eyes were now glazed with wet, hot tears. They're obsessed with using the word hot. I wanted to go home. I just wanted to go home.
Surrounding a kid.
I want to go home, I whined and complained, saying go home for the third time. My mom gave me a strange look, but put a finger on my cheek. You must be tired, sweetheart, she cooed, picking me up. I clenched my small fist, holding tightly onto her shirt. We walked out of the building, me being so lovingly carrying to the car. A distant whir of sirens in the distance became a bit louder, and the police cars pulled up to a large parking lot and skidded out to a halt to the front door of the once amazing and fun Chuck E. Cheese. My mother almost ran to the car and quickly buckled me into the car seat. A couple hours later, home and safe that night, I walked out of my room to get some water before I went to bed, because this is 1942. I had a habit of a habit of me trying to procrastinate so I didn't have to sleep. And my mother was watching the news. The reporter was talking about some kind of mutated rat coming out of Chuck E. Cheese and disappearing down the alleyways. I was right, connected universe. So, what happened to the real Chuck E. Cheese? God only knows. But I will never, and I repeat, never go into that damn Chuck E. Cheese, but I will go there with my son later, for as long as I live. And that was the full story.
No.
Nah.
You know what? The first one was the best, honestly.
Yeah. I honestly feel like this one was the worst.
Yeah.
You know what?
It didn't
It was kind of boring.
I think this one didn't have enough going on. That's the big problem with it.
It didn't have like the creepypasta, like weird cheesy creepiness. It had like this weird sci-fi fanfiction vibe to it, which was just like, okay, that's not creepypasta though.
Also, we should have got more information about like what the experiments were or something, or why they were happening. Anything.
It was bit shit.
To be fair, it is a troll pasta, so I don't know.
It's not a troll pasta. It's a
It says it
genuine.
right there.
It's on the troll pasta wiki because they archive bad creepy pastas here.
Ah, got it. Okay.
It's a genuine creepy pasta. This one's infamous for like years. Hello guys, Dylan here, and I've got Jesse and Dolly with me, and we are going to be doing Pasta Fridays. This is going to be uploaded on Saturday, and unfortunately you won't even get to see it streamed on Friday because OBS is being a dick for literally everyone, so there is no streaming today.
Jesse and Dolly?
Oh, Jesse and Danny, my bad.
It's okay, I'll be
I-
Dolly. I'll be Dolly for this week. It's fine.
I've gotten no sleep. I've been awake since 8 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. Like I'm about to
Oh
be
my
at
God.
fucking 24-hour no sleep.
A
Why
speedrun this
don't
then.
you sleep? I'm gonna.
I'm getting it back on schedule today, don't worry.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to start with this story called The Truth Behind Super Mario, and this is the story that I've been paid to read this week. So, let's read this. We all know our famous Italian plumber icon of Nintendo, correct? Mario, that's weird fucking structuring, saves Princess Peach multiple times from Bowser, more than multiple, has a closely identical brother, not identical at all, named
Not
Luigi.
Identical from.
I mean, he's his fucking he's his twin, but they're not identical. He is from an E-rated game series and all, but the truth is but the truth will have you shiver that Nintendo could come up with ideas based on eerie, horrific experiences that happened to a victim back in the 1970s. Ooh, we're
I
already getting
really,
into
really want to
something.
know what this. I really want to know what this fucking victim went through. If his fucking Mario was based on it, what the fuck?
For goodness
Hey,
sake, it's
please,
always
Sandals.
the 70s or 80s. All the creepy stuff happened in the 70s and 80s. It's always that time frame.
What about
It's
the
a
60s, man?
spooky era. 1960s was literally a spooky era because of Scooby-Doo. Let's start from the beginning. July 12th, 1974, in Cherkasy, Ukraine. I know I said that wrong, fuck you. A 23-year-old white woman was looking for a job, which should be easy. Her name was Pavla Forenz, and she had blonde wavy hair, blue eyes, 2 freckles, and that's not important. I don't care.
Why is
And
it
she was
freckles?
skinny. She
Why,
often
how do you have
dated
two
men
freckles?
just for their money, so she's a whore. Thank you,
Oh,
I know that.
She's a gold digger.
Like most women.
To be fair, most Ukrainians I've met were gold diggers, and I know quite a lot of Ukrainians.
Yet she had the body of a model. Well, that's why she's dating men for
Every
money.
Ukrainian.
Pavla never intended on going to college after graduation because the only hobby she loved was painting. She could go to art college. Like, Hitler tried that.
Oh
We're
no.
not bringing the Nazi jokes into this again.
She lived with her friend after graduation, but then was forced to be kicked out. Forced to be kicked out.
It could just be kicked out.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, it should just be kicked out to support herself. Since she did from the age of 18 to 23 was drink, smoke, socialize, and paint.
Just sounds like college. Even if you don't.
This is a
get to
really
college,
boring story so far.
Yeah.
Pavla traveled around Ukraine for a job, and when she arrived at
Kharkiv?
Kharkiv, she finally found a job. Her job involved painting for a company, no shit.
That's actually perfect. That's actually
And-
a perfect job find.
On October 4th, near my birthday, 1974, a 25-year-old Italian migrant named Mario Cirio Lombardi worked for Pavla in the company. Mario developed feelings for Pavla as they worked together on a project for an advertising poster, but no one knew how Pavla felt. Pavla was a little flirty to most men she met, so it is hard to tell if she liked Mario. Mario's
This-
getting cucked.
This is a whole lot of nothing so far.
Yeah. As they spent times together working, they developed together. No shit. Was just a friendship. Since Mario had trouble dating women, dating woman. Mario
woman.
have trouble dating
Trouble
woman.
dating woman.
Mario get
trouble
friend
dating
zone.
woman.
Pavla
Booga.
could have had interest for other man for another man.
For another man. For another man.
Okay, sorry. I thought we just went full caveman talk for a second. For another man during the time. Pavla usually rode public transportation, bus, trains. You don't have to fucking clarify.
We know what.
Before,
Why are you telling me this shit? It doesn't mean anything.
before and after work, because she did not make enough money to afford a car. I get it. She lived in an apartment 14 minutes away from work. Who cares? Around February 8th, Pavla was waiting for the bus around 10 p.m. She was attended a late night meeting, but then a normal looking man convinced her that the bus schedule changed and guided her to his car. Stalking, yet thankfully, Lombardi observed what was going on, because he usually follows Pavla after work to see where she goes. He's the creep too, though.
My God, what is this? What
So
is this?
Pavla is Princess Peach, Mario is Mario, and the normal looking man is Bowser.
Wow, the most normal looking person is fucking Bowser.
In case he wants to coincidentally meet up with her and talk to her some more. That's stalking. Don't fucking
like-
change that. Don't change that around. That's stalking. The man took Pavla to his car. She denied his request to go into his car because the man was acting a little creepy.
She doesn't even need to fucking get the public transport. She lives 14 minutes away. She can walk. Holy shit.
Lombardi did not do anything in the situation because he thought it was some typical husband-wife argument. The man
What?
grabbed Pavla's arm. Then she tried to hit the man with her umbrella, using the other hand while screaming for help. Yeah, just the usual shit. I'm just gonna ignore this. Her
Husband,
umbrella.
wife, am I right?
In Ukraine. In Ukraine.
Her umbrella swings and hits the man twice on the head, which aggravated him. Pavla was then unexpectedly whacked multiple times in the head with a stick. He just had a stick ready to beat her with in an attempt to make her unconscious. Lombardi watched in horror as the man stuffed her into the car. So he did nothing. He did
just
nothing to
stood there.
stop that. Since it was easier to hijack a car in those times, Lombardi tried to think of a fast solution, so he had no other choice but to steal the nearest automobile, the creation of Grand Theft Auto, not Mario Kart,
Without the man seeing him.
without the man seeing him, and drive after the man. Lombardi did not have a phone to call the police, nor any quick emergency techniques, especially since he recently moved into the Ukraine. The man was driving for 49 minutes until he reached a house in the middle of a large forest nearby Seversky Donets River. I'm assuming this person lives in this fucking country. Surprisingly, Lombardi attempted to catch up to him. The man grabbed Pavla's unconscious body and ran towards the door as soon as he was spotted by Lombardi, who was driving into the driveway.
What is this?
What were you
This is a
saying,
weird
Jesse?
story.
Sorry?
You were saying something and I interrupted you because I was finishing this. What were you saying?
I'm sorry. It's just surprisingly. What do you mean surprisingly? He attempted to catch up to him. Would he normally?
I mean, he
not
ignored it up until that point, so it is surprising.
Good God.
Lombardi went in the front of his doorstep and kept screaming questions. He was too scared to enter the dim house. The man's house had multiple candles lit inside. I know what it said. The man was like, I have kidnapped Peach. Try to save her, Mario. Inside the house, light bulbs couldn't function properly in that setting. Fuck you. The guy resisted to respond to anything. Lombardi asked, so Lombardi had no other choice but to run into the house. Lombardi ran into the house, no shit,
Again.
only to be held at gunpoint. The man threatened if Lombardi does not enter the animal cage inside the kitchen, why does he just have that there? He would shoot him. Lombardi went into the cage, and then the man locked him up. Who is writing this story? The man grabbed the cage and pushed it down the stairs into the basement. Lombardi almost injured his left shoulder and spine. How do you almost do that? But his elbow was bleeding. The basement was the only room in the house with only one candle lit because the man secretly kept a wild, undomesticated chimpanzee in his basement.
Excuse me?
Yes.
It's like a child, right?
So
it's like
I
when you
guess
give
it's Donkey Kong.
It's like when you give a child like an assignment in elementary school to be like, write what you see, or write what you see on this walk with the class. It's just
Is this the Chris Pratt Mario movie script?
it does seem
Mario.
like a script.
The animal was identified as a 14 to 15-year-old common chimpanzee troglodytes. Pantroglodytes. Lombardi's crash onto the basement floor frightened the chimpanzee, which caused it to scream and probably throw shit. Chimpanzee's screams woke up Pavla, and when she woke up, her wrists and ankles were tied to the floor of the man's bedroom. I don't like where this is going.
Oh
The
no.
man shut the basement door so the chimpanzee's screams could be muted. While Pavla was screaming and crying in fear, Lombardi's cage was not locked up anymore because the crash screwed up the lock. He could probably just break out of the cage anyway. So he got out, but then was partially mauled on the legs when the chimpanzee attacked him. The dim candle made it extremely hard to see where Lombardi was going, and it was extremely scary. But he kept trying to find an object to kill the chimpanzee with. He was crawling because his legs were mauled.
Thank you for
I
letting
mean, it's
us
not the
know.
chimpanzee's fault. The chimpanzee isn't some evil
To
mastermind.
be fair, though,
who's-
the chimpanzee could rip off someone's face. Don't
It
fucking
can,
play
but
light
just-
with a chimpanzee. They are
No,
fucking
they're
strong.
fucking violent, but it's like, just leave the room.
Yeah,
Run.
it's hard. The fucker's
It's
trying to
right.
rip off your face.
This fucking thing is like undomestic, right? It's not like it's been trained to like fucking be a hitman and go after him. Like, it's just lock it in a room and that's it then.
Yeah, but have you seen the video where that woman gets her face ripped off?
Yes! Yes, I have! Chimpanzees are fucking awful, but it's like, just fucking...
And sometimes you just have to kill, Danny. Sometimes you just
No,
have
that
to kill. I'm all for killing the monkey.
No, I'm not.
Lombardi found a small Fat Max Company hammer, then swung it multiple times at the chimpanzee, recreating Donkey Kong, until
Oh, yeah.
all of its blood squirted out. All of it? All of it. All of
And it
its
just
blood.
deflated. The fucking thing deflates.
Also, I love they put an apostrophe. It is blood squirted out.
Okay, after that, Lombardi quietly cried in fear because he didn't want the man to hear anything from him. Lombardi's legs were completely mauled, so he could not walk at all. All he could do is hear the events of what was happening upstairs.
Oh no.
Oh.
Pavla was threatened to get tortured in numerous ways if she did not remain silent, so she stayed quiet. Yes, in silence.
Did that remain in silence? I
So
can see
she's
what's
sti-
coming and I'm scared.
So she
Yeah, I
stayed
can-
quiet. I promise if it gets to rape, we're done. Yet the look of her traumatized fear on her face and form of her bandage, she was
Fuck's sake.
So, where do we go from here, guys? Where do we go? Do
I
we
just read even lower, and
do-
I'm
do we
thoroughly.
do we
disgusted.
continue? Do we continue?
I mean, okay, it's not going into like explicit detail. It just says she was.
Okay,
raped, so-
okay. If they go into details, then we quit, right?
It was like he whipped out his.
Okay. The psychotic man had a fetish, which arousal occurs from the idea of eating another person by an animal, known as. Okay, we're can we be done? Can we be done?
I think a fairy wrote this. This is like 100% a fairy wrote this.
Yeah,
He did
I
not
just read
rely
it
on
down.
cannibalism, but he had reptiles in storage. The reptiles he had were mostly from the Ukraine region, but he had
Can I
one
just-
small Central American caiman
Oh yeah, a caiman. They're like a crocodile.
I don't know what that. Oh, a crocodile. Okay.
A caiman's like a crocodile, but like Ukraine reptiles are like tiny lizards. What the fuck are they gonna do?
Most likely imported. The man went downstairs to the kitchen to get the stored reptiles. Lombardi heard his footsteps, so he crawled down into the cage immediately. The man opened the basement door and saw a dead monkey and laughed as he walked into the kitchen. Surprisingly, he did not realize the absence of the chimpanzee. He did not see the chimpanzee's carcass because the basement was too dark. The candle was wearing out.
You'd also like hear if the fucking chimpanzee wasn't there, because the fucking chimpanzee's loud as shit.
Yeah. Moments later, the man walked back to his bedroom. Lombardi grabbed the hammer and crawled upstairs slowly. How are you going to hit him if you're on the floor? Pavla saw the container of reptiles and cried, asking questions. The man told her it was nothing. The man grabbed her left arm and carved off 4 inches of skin. What am I reading?
It's horrible.
What is this?
She screamed. The man grabbed a small hungry Okay, we're done. We're done. That was a good story. That was a good story. Good story all around. The truth behind Super Mario. It's edgy. It's edgy fucking filth. I gave up reading fan fictions for a reason, and this is that reason. I am not reading shit like this. The second that it starts turning into mutilation, rape, and raping mutilation, I am done.
I've read ahead, and she basically just dies.
He forces.
Okay, spoiler alert. She dies. We're done. We're done with the truth behind Super
Not
Mario.
even like she gets saved or anything. She actually just straight up
She
just gets
dies
tortured to death.
Fucking horrible.
We're done.
way.
We're done. We're done. I'm not getting anything age restricted. I'm not fucking traumatizing any more people with terrible fan fictions. We're done. The second it gets to that, we're done. So that was my story. What did you guys think of the truth behind Super Mario?
Someone who wrote it had a fetish.
Yeah.
It was
It's a
way
furry.
specific. That is fucking foul.
Someone's got some thoughts in their head that need to be, cleansed.
It was literally written like a script.
It
It was
had
written like a plan. It was like not like a script. It was like someone was planning something, and that's what concerns me.
it had animal torture, people torture, mutilation, rape, body horror. Like, no.
Gore
No.
and stuff, and it's like no, and fetish shit. It had fetish shit.
Yeah, it was terrible. Terrible all around. Not reading anything like that.
No.
I've just read ahead. Mario falls into a deep depression and starts taking acid, from what I can see here.
Okay, well,
mushrooms.
good for him. Good for him. Let's move on to
Good for him.
every copy of Mario 64 is personalized, which is going to be read by Jesse.
I need something to get that out of my brain. Here,
Yeah,
I fucking.
we're not gonna fucking fall for the fucking fanfiction shit. I now know I don't have to read it. I can just stop. Jesse Pajamas is not here to egg me on. I am not reading shit like that.
That made me uncomfortable.
That made me thoroughly disgusted.
The second it gets to that, we're like, okay, read one sentence ahead and see if it gets worse. Oh, it gets worse. Bye.
Yep, worse and worse each paragraph. No.
Okay, here we go. Thank you, Danny.
Sorry, I didn't know I picked up on the mic.
Appreciate it. Every copy of Super Mario 64 is personalized. Nintendo's experimental AI adapts and subtly creates a slightly altered version of the game tailored specifically for you, appealing to you subconsciously in ways you don't even notice, as well as attempting to mess with you and study how you react to it.
So, let's analyze this for a second. Let's pretend like that Nintendo isn't a game developer, and they actually are making the super high-tech AI in the 1990s. Why would they put it in a Nintendo 64 game? Why Mario 64?
I mean, isn't it like the same shit for like things like what was it, Polybius?
Yeah,
Fucking-
but at least with Polybius, we don't know what it is. It doesn't actually exist. Spoiler alert. But with Mario 64, it's a thing that exists. Like, we would be able to prove or disprove if it actually was unique immediately. So, like, I just don't get the appeal of this pasta from the beginning. Like, why would Nintendo do this? Why would they make a fucking super advanced Mario 64 that slightly changes?
To be fair, 90s games, like, people think that the whole 90s aesthetic could be kind of creepy, so that's probably why. Like, I think someone a bit younger came up with this idea. Like,
There
someone
is a
didn't live
real
through the
game
90s.
like this though. There's a real game that was made in the 1990s, and it could be a hoax. I could be wrong, but there was like this game talked about on the internet, and it was really hard. And it was like a multiple choice game. It was like a choose your own adventure point and click game. And when you died in the game like deleted itself off of your computer. So eventually when everyone dies, the game becomes lost media.
I heard about that. Wasn't it a PC one?
Yeah. That's more interesting than this. Just throwing that out there.
Continued, Dolly.
Of course. Where did I go?
Have you ever played someone else's copy?
Have you ever played someone else's copy of Mario 64? Have you ever felt like something was just a little off? That's why. That's how. This is much more than just simple experimentation with procedural generation. However... Oh, I read that wrong, but I will.
That's fine.
There are many layers to this. And some of them are more... God, I need to start sounding like fucking Alex Jones.
And some of them are more sinister and malicious. They're coming for your children.
And some of them are more sinister and malicious than others. Super
You're getting
Marios.
Mario malware.
That is the saddest thing to report to like your local PC store. Like, you know, well, how did you get virus? Mario.
Mario.
He
I'm
keeps
upset.
telling me thank you for playing my game.
Super Mario 64 is, at its core, an insidious and evil work of human creation. Jesus Christ, you are really going off the deep end. Now, the Wario apparition, as seen here. The Wario apparition was created from the subconscious wishes to see him in Mario 64 that the shared desire caused him to appear as a horrifying half-start in some copies of the game.
It wouldn't be a Wario apparition, it'd be a Luigi one, because everyone fucking obsessed over Luigi being
Yeah.
in that game, not
They're
fucking
really
Wario.
obsessed. Well,
People are
just
trying to
Wario,
do God knows how many fucking cheat codes to unlock Luigi.
though. Mhm.
Oh my god. Hang on. The image is what it's supposed to look like, but those who encountered it in game can't even describe what it looked like, as many suffer from memory loss and stroke-like symptoms.
Oh my
What?
god, imagine fucking stroking out to Mario 64.
Specifically Wario.
Wah!
If you suspect you're seeing it in game, it's suggested you shut the console off immediately.
Is that in the manual?
Is it in the manual? In the tutorial. Immediately, because once you give it power by witnessing it, it gains power to begin manifesting itself in your reality. Oh,
So it's
shut.
like having a girlfriend, I get it.
Be a bit disturbing if freaking Wario was your girlfriend.
No, but once you give them power, they start manifesting in your reality.
But aren't they already real?
Nah, not my girlfriends. They exist on the internet first.
Huh.
Moving promptly on. Every copy of Mario 64 is personalized. Every copy of Mario 64 is personalized. Every copy of Mario 64 is personalized. Every copy of Mario 64 is personalized.
You know, I'm wondering if every copy of Mario 64 is personalized. Honestly, it's a good question.
I love how they just use every single different type of like font, like italics, bold, italics, and bold. Like they really wanted to get a message across.
So, I'm gonna be the first person to fucking say this probably. I think every copy of Mario 64 is personalized was a shit post that everyone took seriously for some reason.
I think the Wario apparition was like made first, like the image of
Well,
it. And then
yeah.
just the story about it.
I think the fucking lore around it was a shit post, and then little kids started taking it seriously, and then YouTubers realized that they could clickbait that, and then they started fucking pretending to take it seriously. when everyone
Wario and
knows that
Mario
it was just a
64.
shit post. What do you guys think? I think this is just a shit post. I don't think someone sincerely wrote this.
Of course not. Although they did seem to go a little bit Alex Jonesy through the language.
An evil work of human creation.
Maybe
Demons
someone just genuinely
made it.
is scared. Maybe someone genuinely is just scared of Mario 64.
Freaking, what is it? Death Note music plays over the background as
Shut
they
up!
theorizing, like freaking out
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
as they theorize. Oh god, that hurt a little.
Okay, let's move on to the last story. Super Mario World Lost Episode.
Super Mario World. Fucking love this show.
And Danny is reading it because Danny
Cool.
actually loves this show.
Leave me alone.
I don't know if this is going to be a shit post or not. I didn't read ahead. I kind of just grabbed a story for this one.
Making it better that it's a shit post because anyone writing about Mario World fucking.
Well,
Like,
I see
come on.
Mama Luigi's in the first paragraph, so.
Right, there we fucking go. Fine, let's fucking go, right.
Mama Luigi!
Remember the Super Mario World series which made Deke Entertainment in 1991? Yeah.
They
Well,
made
I
it.
speak-
They made Mario. The Mario show made Deke Entertainment.
Yeah, not the other way around. Well, I speak of an episode that never passed. This would be episode 14. After episode 13, Mama Luigi. Of course, there's no other episode people fucking remember.
Mama Luigi.
Yeah. Deke made 14 episodes that aired, but the series was cancelled over a lost episode that never was released due to its violent content and black humor. I don't remember there being just 14. Was there only 14 episodes?
I think there was only 14 episodes. The Mario World show ended the franchise, like the cartoon franchise. It didn't do well.
It didn't look like it did well, but I enjoyed it.
No,
Uh,
it was Ooptar. It was fucking
Ooptar
Ooptar.
sucked though.
He
fuck
fucking
that.
ruined the show. Like Toad was bad enough, Yoshi was bad enough, but Ooptar just ruined it.
He was just an overall cunt, if I remember. He was never nice. Well, I worked on that series. My job was to watch episodes of Super Mario World. Wow, yeah. what a
No one
job.
has that job.
That's-
No
I-
one
I
has
know you
that
have-
job.
You have the test audience, but you don't have a job.
Yeah,
like,
there's
for
not
it.
one guy sitting in a room. That's not how it works.
This feels like it's gonna be like a Squidward suicide.
It is.
thing.
And watch, it's gonna be Squidward suicide, but it's gonna be like Mario
Get
was
ready.
like, Mama Luigi.
Get ready for the hyper realistic blood and the fucking dead
guys, get your drinks
children.
ready. Get your drinks ready. Eyes
Uh,
gouged out.
The episode was screened with 7 people I worked with, some Deke executives, 3 children, 8 people I did not know, and me. That's a
Okay,
lot of-
so at least they got.
Oh,
At least
children.
they realized other people should be in the room. I thought it was just gonna be
Mhm.
this guy alone, but those people are gonna like have panic attacks and seizures and shit. Watch, I'm calling it.
they're all gonna die. Oh my god, I can just see I can see it coming on. Hang on, it's just fucking. Oh my god. Ah. We saw Mama Luigi, the episode where Luigi tells Yoshi a story about how he found him and rescued the princess. Episode 14 started. Yeah. No one remembers any other fucking episode. It's just Mama
No
Luigi.
one remembers hyper realistic Mama Luigi.
I do. The episode began with the Super Mario World music as always. A fucking lit theme song, by the way. But the quality of the animation was bad. It already was. Like a movie made in the 1970s.
Oh, I don't want to go back to the 1970s after the first fucking story we had. Keep me the fuck away from the 1970s or whatever shithole country they were in that story.
The 70s and
Made
the
in Ukraine.
80s. Can we just stay out of that era for once?
But like, what does it mean by a movie in the 70s? Because like, animated movies in the 70s weren't that bad.
No,
like,
they some of them were really good. Just saying.
like Disney's ones. Yeah, exactly.
Disney was
Um,
being experimental in the 70s, but they also had no money, so the movies did kind of look rough.
But they were still like not. I wouldn't say they were like.
weren't bad.
I wouldn't say like the Mario World animation style dropped if it was compared to Disney, like because Mario World was.
I
already
would
bad in
say the
itself.
worst Disney movie is still hands down better than any episode of Super Mario World.
Exactly. Oh, and the
Super
title-
Mario World should be compared to Hanna-Barbera animation.
Yep. And the title screen was made by hand. Of course, it was.
Oh
The title
my
of
god.
episode was the Big Suicide. Here we go.
Oh,
Big
take a
Suicide.
drink.
Oh
And
my
the letters-
god.
And the letters below the title said written by Lucifer, because you know, like written by Satan with the whole Sonic thing, and
I'm thinking this is the shit post just from that
it's
alone.
gotta be. The cheerful music was playing as always, but something was wrong. The music was in reverse. Yeah.
Then it's not cheerful, and you don't know that it was playing like always because it is.
Now it's
different.
Now it's been drowned.
I was really hoping they were going to play the music in Latin. They were going to say the music was in Latin. Like,
The lyrics were in Latin. What the fuck would that be? Super Mario's world. Luigi. Luigi was running around behaving like an idiot, even though he didn't actually do that in the cartoon, while an annoying Mario walked behind him. But the voices were those of the original actors, so he kept watching.
Oh, then it's good. What's the fuck's wrong? I hated the
But-
second actor for Mario. The second actor for Mario sucked.
Oh yeah, the one from like the Mario World, I liked him.
No, I didn't like him. He replaced the fucking Lou Albano. That isn't how it goes. Like you can't
See,
replace fucking Captain. That's not
I never
fair.
watched I never watched the Lou Albano show. So
That
I
was
never
good.
watched it.
That was
I never
good.
grew. It was never aired on my TV. It was only Mario World and Mario Brothers 3.
It's because
Like,
it
they
had
were the only
copyrighted
Mario-
content in it.
Oh, it's a shame. 'Cause
Yeah,
it did look fun.
They had celebrities and guest singers on occasionally, and that's what caused it to not air in some countries.
I still liked the other ones though. Luigi stopped and Mario hit him in the face, Ren and Stimpy style, of course. The princess and Yoshi are walking elsewhere for about 10 seconds until Koopa appears and captures the princess. Yoshi goes
Wow,
and tells
so innovative.
It's basically just a regular episode. Yoshi goes and tells Mario about what happened to the
This
princess.
isn't a regular episode. Where's Ooptar? Ooptar's
This is
in like
literally, like-
every fucking episode.
This is like an episode of the Mario Brothers 3 cartoon.
Yeah, but with
That's
Yoshi.
what Oh yeah. But Yoshi was speaking Russian. Oh my god, we're in Ukraine.
God damn it.
It's
Hang on a
crossing
minute,
over.
weren't we just in Ukraine before?
That's why that's what I said, because they're speaking Russian, so we're in Ukraine.
No!
Because Ukrainian and Russian is very similar.
Oh my god, I've just read ahead. Go on.
Okay. So nobody could understand what Yoshi said after that. Sorry, just like imagining Yoshi like Yoshi go So nobody could understand what Yoshi said. After that,
I
the
don't
screen was
understand
black for a
that
minute.
what he says.
What do you think, Yoshi?
Hang on a minute. Well, I've just read ahead. Go on. You need to.
Okay, I'm reading. I'm just enjoying Yoshi being fucking Ruski.
Ruski.
He was talking
did-
about he needs to fight for the Soviet Union.
I used to fight for the Soviet Union, Mario.
Protect the motherland.
Protect motherland. When it returned, Mario and Luigi were in the castle and Koopa had photorealistic. Not even hyper-realistic, it's photorealistic.
Right, taking another sip of
So
water.
does he have the eyes of lizards?
Do you know that fucking TikTok trend where like the people put those crying eyes over themselves? Those weird crying eyes? That's what I'm imagining right now.
Does he just have lizard eyes now though? Or does he have human eyes?
I guess they're human.
It's funny to imagine him with human eyes.
He began to laugh diabolically for 2 minutes. 2 minutes straight. That's a pretty lit voice acting, I must say. And we heard an evil laugh, so realistic that we were impressed. What the fuck do you think voice actors do?
It was never realistic before now.
Yeah, as if the laughing really were that Koopa. Well, that's just the voice actor doing a really good job, and he should get a pay rise. Koopa dropped the princess in lava, and Princess screamed in agony. Okay.
Oh man, he's
Hello?
stepping up his game. I
mean,
gotta
but-
agree with him. At least he didn't rape and fucking torture her.
I mean,
Feed me this
it's not-
animal.
this isn't even like out of the question because we throw Bowser in lava and literally melt his skin off in some of the games. So
Yeah. And then he comes out as a skeleton, and we throw him back in the lava.
that freaked me out as a kid, I must say.
And his
Mario
son
and
was there watching.
Mario and Luigi were shocked to see that. They were just shocked watching her like die in lava
Oh
or
my
whatever.
stars.
Well, Yoshi became hysterical, but the audio was silent. Just imagine Yoshi screaming in silence.
Screaming,
in Russian.
screaming in Russian silently.
Yoshi rushed forward and began to eat Koopa.
No, not another turtle being eaten.
I'm just going to assume that he did it like in the games where he just immediately sucks him in and then poops out an
Yeah.
egg. Like, yeah.
That's what I'm imagining. Like, blam. But the video quality became fuzzy. after Yoshi had blood dripping from his teeth, but it wasn't hyper-realistic, so it's okay.
God damn, we can't take a drink.
The scene changes to Mario's house. Luigi was crying with his face in his hands, but he only made a loud buzzing noise.
It's like a siren head.
Are you okay, Luigi?
This has turned into a fucking B movie.
The camera zoomed into Luigi's face over the course of 2 minutes, while the buzzing became louder as if Luigi was screaming. The children in the room were running around. The test viewers who were there were panicking. And the Geek executives were nothing but frightened. There was a sudden flash of a frame, but it was too fast for most of us to see. It's gonna be fucking dead children. But I think I saw it in detail. The image was Yoshi with eyes dripping blood and his body riddled with bullet holes. This is just Squidward suicide.
Who shot him? Who shot him?
I don't fucking know. This frame was drawn in a realistic sketch style. Luigi slowly looked up, also with blood dripping out of his eyes, all drawn realistically. So,
Right, drink, that counts.
hey, but it's like that frame just flashed and then it cut back to Luigi, or did
Yeah.
he join Yoshi? Okay. Mario chased Luigi into an unknown house. Okay. The inside walls were covered with blood and corpses and bodily organs all over the floor. So basically, it's the aftermath of the last story.
Yeah.
Mario ran into the house, pulled out a knife, and started stabbing Luigi violently for over
I
a
never
minute.
liked you, Luigi.
Oh,
There's no-
can be
there-
Italian.
Wasn't there a whole episode where they were fighting each other for like the whole episode? Do you remember that one?
No, I don't.
They literally like broke each other's fucking records and shit. This is all I'm thinking of. The Duke executives were outraged and decided to get us all out of the room, but the door was
They
locked,
waited
trapping
this
us all in.
long. No
My
one could
God.
kick down the door.
The
No one
next,
could turn off the TV.
Nope.
the next scene was the image of Luigi hung on a rope. It's hanged, but okay. But his eyes had disappeared, blood dribbling from his mouth. Mario had photorealistic eyes instead of the camera for 40 seconds.
For God's sake, eyes are out again. I'm gonna be so
With-
hydrated.
With a grim voice, he said, "This had to happen sometime."
This had to happen.
No, we're
sometime.
not in Nintendo's Mario's. This had to happen sometime.
Mario pulled out a gun and killed himself.
Wait, why wasn't that detailed? Come straight to the point on that one.
It's like, he didn't even say he shot himself. He could have pulled out a gun and then just like died in any other way. Like the blood splashing onto the screen. The last scene began with the picture of the princess's body burned and bloodied with no arms. Okay, Anakin. Yoshi's voice said, "Spread the word." Is this Smile Dog?
Fucking Smile Dog. Is
This
this
is like
the
a
original Smile Dog?
this is a reunion of all the creepypastas we've had. fucking Ben Drowned.
princess. You were made to destroy Bowser, not join him.
Then the episode ended. We finally managed to get outside where most of the executives went mad, the test viewers were traumatized, and the children were terrified enough to not be able to speak. Cool. We
Improvement.
called the police about what happened, and they explained they were unable to identify the person who'd written the episode, so all we could do was erase
But
any
who
memories of the
animated it?
episode.
Who animated it? It's done on cells. It could only be one of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But no, we
busy.
had to erase any memories of the episode, so they got the fucking Men in Black in, I guess. In the end, the series only went to episode 13. If you contact Deke, they only tell you that they have no
They don't
record of such an
exist
event or
anymore.
episode. No.
For God's sake.
Oh, that ending there is like Squidward suicide, because like
This
you know,
is
the
just Squidward's suicide.
but with Smile Dog, fucking Ben drowned, and then Sonic, I think, was one of them. I mean,
Okay.
they kind of like a mishmash.
So, what did you think of the story?
Suicide Mouse.
I think it's a shit post.
It was literally
is.
a mashup of everything. It spread the word.
It was a shit post. It's trying too hard to include other creepypasta references.
So, today we had a very terrible story that we had to give up on. A very mediocre shit post, and then we had this shit post, which was at least funny. Hey everybody, Dylan here, and we've got the full roster again. We've got Jesse, Danny, and Manga ready to read more creepypastas. Actually, they're
Hello.
mostly shit post.
Let's go.
We're having fun this week.
Yep.
So, the first one we are doing is Spungy Bob, and it is manga reading it.
All right, let's fucking do
SpongeBob.
this. This is Spongy Bob. SpongeBob spelled wrong.
Sonic Bob.
Read
One
it
day.
like the fucking narrator in SpongeBob.
No.
I don't know. I haven't seen SpongeBob, so I don't know what the narrator sounds like.
Don't do the
Mm,
narrator.
so-
I don't want to hear a stereotypically French voice all day. Oh, thank you, Damien.
Oh,
It's your
cool.
boy Damien.
Oh, thank you, Bulla.
All right,
My
Super chats
man.
in. Oh, let's go. Before we even started, all right. One day, I found out about the lost SpongeBob episode Red Mist. I wanted to see it,
Oh,
but I
god
could
damn
not
it.
find.
That's always my
What's up?
biggest critique with creepypastas when you name drop other ones, even if you're a shit pasta. Like, I just don't like it when you name drop other pastas.
I love this.
But this story is purposely made to piss me off because every I is lowercase. So even though it's a even though it's a shit post, it's trying to get me mad.
But I could not find it anywhere, so I went to a nearby stores and could not find it. I saw my friend dead at his house, and I went over there.
His hooves.
Oh yeah, his hoops.
Manga, step slightly away from the mic. Like, the mic's volume is fine. You're just too close to it, I think.
Oh, okay, hold on. Is that better?
Yes, I think that's what the secret has been, is that you've been too close and that's why it's peaking.
It's been caressing the mic this whole time. Shit, we found it out, boys. All right. He gave me a disc called SpungyBob.exe. It was written in hyper-realistic blood.
Guys, take a
He
drink.
told-
Hyper realistic.
The chat needs to get something straight. Bulla is not Bulma's daughter's name, it's Bra.
Anyways, he told me to destroy it, but I saw SpongeBob written on it, and I wanted to watch it, but I accidentally stepped on friend's face, and he died. Died again. So I went home and downloaded the CD onto my computer, and it exploded, but I didn't.
Maybe this is supposed to be read in the narrator's voice.
Yeah, that
But
sounds
I
very
didn't
French.
care. I watched the episode, I paused the episode, I got a drink, I unpaused the episode, I kept watching. The title was the Krusty Krab chaining video. I got mad because it wasn't a new episode. Because it wasn't a new episode, so I threw my computer out the window and shot it. But I picked it up and kept on watching. The episode had very slow music that sounded like Leuven Derp Town 4 backwards, and there was no voices. But when I got to the part, of Mr. Krabs showing the tools, he said, "You cannot escape." But then Steven Hillenberg jumped in through the window and shot me a bajillion times. Then SpongeBob EXE was there and he killed him. Then I continued watching, even though my house was now a scorching pile of rubble. But just then Chuck Norris came in and punched me and I exploded and Skeletor popped out the end. Then I remembered I was an intern at Nickelodeon. I could have got the episode there, but whatever.
And that was the
Blue
whole
EXE.
story. Amazing. Amazing piece of
Blue.exe.
literature.
He shot me a bajillion times. Chuck Norris. How old is
This is definitely of its time. Very
Yeah,
of its time.
definitely of
Chuck
its time.
Norris?
I accidentally stepped on my friend's face and he died again.
I got mad that it wasn't a new episode, so I threw my computer out the window.
God, I
Um,
fucking love this.
That was the very ending was a trope associated with troll pastas. Like, a lot of the old troll pastas would end with, and then a skeleton popped out.
Oh.
So this one's really sticking to what troll pastas are. But let's move on to number 2, and I think that's Danny's turn.
Is this data?
Alrighty.
Yes, data or data,
okay.
depending on how you
Ooh.
speak.
It's
Which is
data.
the American version?
I say data.
I thought
I
it was
don't think
data.
I don't even think we say data. We say
No,
It's
I thought
it's
data
a-
was American.
No, it's a potato thing. Everyone I know says data.
Oh god.
What are you
Yeah, I've
saying
never-
about
I've never
fucking
met Dara.
potatoes?
Right, let me read the-
Trigger. Triggering.
I'm reading this. A short. Wow. It starts with a short. Right. It's short. Right. You gave me the short one.
They're all short.
Fact.
And this one, it wants to be short, and I don't agree with this.
The
Anyway,
wheel picked this, not me.
the wheel is just discriminating against short people. A
Good.
short episode called Data was planned, but was never released to the public. The video started with a theme song, but it was silent. So how do you know it's a fucking
How
theme
did
song?
that, what was the theme?
Maybe they mean the title sequence, but I want to imagine this just like just imagined it was.
You play the
This is some
fucking
very-
you play the OST, nothing.
Man, this OCT fucking slaps.
Hang on. Everything was full of static, so the TV would have been static and the audio was static, so you had no
Your
way
face
of telling
is
it was
static.
a fucking theme song.
We didn't even know
We're
it
all
was a SpongeBob
static.
episode.
And then the title card.
I open up my cereal, static. Pour in the milk, static.
I think
And
that's
then
the
it's-
plot to fucking Learning with Pibby.
Oh my goodness. And then the title card showed a light hanging from the ceiling with the words Data. The episode starts with Patrick saying that SpongeBob was at work and that he wants to play with him. Instead of Patrick waiting for SpongeBob to get back, he went to the Krusty Krab. SpongeBob was nowhere to be seen. He wasn't in the kitchen where he always was for cooking patties. Okay. Patrick then said to Squidward, do you know where SpongeBob is? Squidward replies by saying that SpongeBob was sick and he had to go home. When Patrick got to SpongeBob's
God.
house, he noticed a sponge-like character in SpongeBob's bed, so probably SpongeBob. When Patrick uncovered the sheets, there was SpongeBob eating dead organs of another fish. Oh.
Oh.
SpongeBob, what are you doing? Patrick replied. SpongeBob said nothing for about 3 minutes, and then SpongeBob got a knife and killed Patrick. then SpongeBob went to the Krusty Krab, where he had bombs and a lighter.
All the
took
other
them
kids
and-
with the pump kicks.
SpongeBob took them and blowed up the Krusty Krab. You can see people running and some fish already dead. The rest of the video is just Krusty Krab burning to the ground.
The Krusty
okay.
Krab is unfair. Mr. Krabs in there. Standing at the concession. Plotting her impression.
Well, that was an experience.
So
Oh, dear.
that was
This is the whole
SpongeBob
Discovery
data.
This is what all the stories are going to be like. It's just a fucking acid trip for like 5 minutes.
And then
Oh,
got
goodness.
bombs and a lighter. He fucking
Don't question how lighters work underwater. They just do. Don't question it.
Alright, Dylan, your turn.
Okay, SpongeBob lies. As many of you may know, I'm a big fan of Nickelodeon, the channel in particular.
I don't know who you are.
I love SpongeBob as a kid.
Who are
It's
you and
sad
why
to
are you in my
hear
house?
that Steven Hillenburg passed away. This isn't insensitive at all. I was actually
no.
crying when I found out he died. He was my childhood, all of it. So in honor of him, I bought every SpongeBob DVD from season 1 to season 10. You could actually just buy the 100 episode pack. It only leaves out some things because some of the earlier seasons are becoming really hard to get on DVD box sets, but whatever.
No, he's a true fan. He will get everything and anything. He's
It's
dedicated.
Patchy the
There's one
Pirate!
of
It's
the
Patchy the
boys.
Pirate!
Oh no. I could do a patchy voice, but I'll stick to my normal voice so I don't lose my voice. I also found a guy in front of the street who was selling a Lost SpongeBob episode. I told him
course.
how much. He said it costed $1. I bought it and turned on my DVD player. I think we skipped a bunch
You
of
bought
steps.
that for $1.
He fucking had his DVD player just out there in the middle of the street. I
He
was
has to test it before he buys.
I was curious about the DVD, so I popped it in. The first thing I saw was the Nickelodeon fish floating around. I was really back in memory lane. That's a sentence. But then I noticed
Yep.
something. The fish's eyes were bloodshot, and the fish itself was red, the color of blood.
Hyper-realistic.
Well, I didn't really
Hyper-realism.
care about it, so I kept watching. The menu screen was a stretched out PNG of SpongeBob with a title card, Sponge Lost. .mp4.
Just stretched out weeping thing. You know, the weeping
Nice.
picture of him that's going around.
I clicked on
Yeah.
it. The first thing I saw was the intro. I was glad to see my childhood. Hello,
His whole
childhood.
childhood's the intro.
Your childhood was good, man. I've seen your knees.
Until the title
Make a
card.
video of his whole childhood.
Until the title card came up, the background was just dark, and there was a pentagram in the back of the wall. What wall? Who knows? The title of the episode was called Lies. I had a mysterious feeling about that episode.
Mysterious.
Interpret that as you will. It could be any feeling. During the title card, a creepy backwards music box was playing. I know that somehow. The first thing that showed up was SpongeBob eating some kelpo next to Gary, and I'm assuming it was static. It looked like a normal episode so far. Well, Gary, I'm heading to work. See you later, Gare Bear. After SpongeBob left the house and off to work, he saw a fish hanging from a tree, and it zoomed in on his detailed face. There was blood coming out of his eyes, and skin was decomposing with flies around him. This went from 1 to 10 really fucking quick.
Nice.
I was really scared at this point. SpongeBob screamed and ran as fast as he could to the Krusty Krab. When he walked in, there were people who were waiting in line for Krabby Patties. Then I heard Mr. Krabs yell out, SpongeBob! The only thing was off that it wasn't the original voice actors. That fits
Oh, it
for
was
my
Dylan
impression. It was a man who shouted like he had a cold and was 65 years old.
Yeah, so
Thank
Dylan.
you.
So Dylan,
These customers are on a frenzy here. You must make some Krabby Patties immediately. SpongeBob ran into the kitchen without saying a word. He started making Krabby Patties. Then it was just a loop, like the Flintstones, of him flipping Krabby Patties. They make those all the time on the Flintstones. And this is where the whole episode goes down. We started with a man hanging himself.
The fish hanging from a tree was not where the episode went downhill. Nah.
Where the fuck?
It's an off joke,
that's just an everyday occurrence.
As the loop of SpongeBob flipping patties kept going on, a metal door shaking could be heard out of nowhere. Later on, screams of
door?
innocence could be heard. It sounded like a torture room. I started to shake. Then SpongeBob started melting until his rib cage started showing, which I don't
See, that's
think
the most
canonically
ordinary
he
thing I've
has
heard.
one.
That's the most ordinary thing I've heard so far. He would actually do that in an episode.
The room
Well,
got
melt.
darker, and yet darker still. And the screams started to get louder. The whole kitchen was set on fire, and eventually the audio stopped. SpongeBob stared at the viewer and said, "People think I'm a good person. Lies, lies, lies." Then everything came back to normal. He called Mr. Krabs. When he came, he was confused.
Oh,
SpongeBob already knew how to make Krabby Patties, but then the craziest thing happened. SpongeBob grabbed Mr. Krabs' head and smacked it onto the stove that was already heated.
Starts screaming in German.
His wanted rating went up to 5 at that moment. He kept smashing his head onto the stove until the only thing that was left was blood and pieces of Krabs' head. SpongeBob started laughing with blood all over his face. He went to Squidward. Squidward told him to bug off. SpongeBob said in a demonic voice, "You will face the wrath of SpongeBob! Prepare to die!" He grabbed Squidward's chest. I can't do a deep and nasally voice. Like, those are contradictory. If I just went, "You will face the wrath of SpongeBob." Do you want me to just do it in a deep voice?
Do as you must.
"You will face the wrath of SpongeBob. Prepare to die." He grabbed Squidward's chest and ripped it open. He ripped out his heart, and soon enough, Squidward fell onto the floor, dead.
Halima.
Dun.
While SpongeBob was still looking at the beating heart, it showed a close-up of the heart, and it wasn't your normal cartoon heart. It was a real heart that looked photorealistic.
Taking
Another shot.
I didn't have a bucket with me, so instead I threw up on the floor. As I kept watching, SpongeBob entered the gym. He saw Larry, everyone's forgettable favorite character, and gave him a protein milkshake. As Larry drank it, he started throwing up blood. But it wasn't your normal cartoon blood. It was real. One would say hyper realistic blood. As he fell on the floor, he was completely white and a pool of blood was right next to him. SpongeBob was laughing evilly as he showed the viewer he had put a cyanide pill inside of the milkshake.
Cyanide!
He killed Larry before Sandy. He killed Larry before Patrick. Okay.
I don't know, women.
Next, he went to Sandy's tree dome. Sandy was working on a brand new invention, because that's all she does in the new seasons, that looked like a wood chipper. SpongeBob then picked up a rock and threw it into the glass. The tree dome cracked until it broke. Sandy then died because of the rock that he threw at her window. Then SpongeBob saw her floating dead body and said, I just need to kill more. Well, he didn't use the wood chipper? Chekhov's gun. No. Chekhov's gun. Don't
I was
mention
gonna say
it.
That's like a creepier thing to do.
Don't mention if you're not gonna use it. Then it cut to SpongeBob circling Patrick's house like a menace with a bat full of nails. Patrick was scared and was biting his fingernails, even though he didn't have fingernails or fingers. SpongeBob opened the rock. Patrick screamed, but then it cut to a black screen that said something in Japanese.
And
I used Google.
Gatsuki Noda.
Oh my god.
You actually know that?
And that's Gatsuki Noda. That's what I said.
Google Translate on my phone, and it meant, you are next.
That's what I said. Did I stutter?
Did you?
Then the scene cut to SpongeBob's house. Then it showed the inside of the house, which was all dirty and trashed. There was a pentagram on the wall, and it was the same as the title card. The next room had Gary in it, dead, with his shell broken and his eyes slit. The next room showed a bunch of dead bodies of fish kids. SpongeBob was lying in bed with a knife in one hand and a sad face covered in blood. He said, "Why, Bikini Bottom, why?" He sighed and said, "I guess this might be the only way out," even though he can't do that because he'll just regenerate. We've already established this. SpongeBob slit his wrist and wrote lies on it, on his wrist. He died shortly.
Crawling in my skin.
But then
Crawling
the episode
in my
ended.
crawl.
I ended up having nausea and suicidal thoughts. But luckily, I found a therapist to help me out. Relatable.
Hey.
I still like SpongeBob, but I will never look at him the same way again.
At least it was a happy ending. That was a happy end.
That was like Steven Universe Future levels of logic of, I'm really suicidal and all that shit. I found a therapist though, it's okay. It's fine. Everything is fine.
At least it's a happy ending.
Yes, it's a happy ending. Oh god.
One of the only creepypastas that has a happy ending.
On to Pearl's mother.
Jesse,
Okay,
take
my
the
turn.
floor. Take the spotlight.
Hello, my name is Brooklyn. I'll be telling you a What?
Sorry, isn't that an American place?
Yeah, Brooklyn, New
Brooklyn.
York. But it's also a
Brooklyn.
name too.
Hello, my name is Brooklyn. I
Yeah.
will be telling you a scarring experience I've had.
You sound more British now than you started.
That's a Brooklyn accent.
It's a
Hello,
Brooklyn
hello.
accent.
Hey, I'm
It all
Walkie!
started.
Hey, yo, pal.
It all started one day when I was. Okay, no, that's British.
Annie
I'm
is
just
going to
carry
kill
on.
you.
No, she won't. She loves me. Anyway, it all started one day when I was playing Minecraft. I heard my doorbell ring. I was expecting some Beats headphones, Danny.
I was gonna say, is this me?
Why is it like every time we do these Pasta Friday things, there's always one story that's just calling you out specifically?
I think
mean,
it's
do
because
you
Danny
know
is
my
a creepy
past? You know
pasta.
why?
Do you know Danny? Do you
Wow,
even
made a
know
name for
Danny?
yourself.
You can't.
I was creepypasta back in the day.
She was a creepy pasta.
I was the creepypasta.
You were the whole community.
Yeah.
But I got something entirely different. there was a Blu-ray disc of SpongeBob. I inserted it into my Xbox One.
Okay, ow!
It started with SpongeBob saying, "This is the menu." Oh wait, no. This is the menu. I can't do SpongeBob voice.
Good
This
enough.
is the menu. This is the menu. Press play to begin. I pressed play, and it looked weird. It showed
Huh.
Pearl, but it wasn't her.
Oh, cool.
The mystery whale soon got shot down by fishers. She was too heavy to be in their boats, so they just left her there.
Well, okay.
She was found by a Eugene Krabs.
Not the one, just one of them.
What the fuck? He called 911 and they sent her to the morgue.
How are they able to carry her?
Who's 911? Do they have 911 in Bikini Bottom?
Who knows?
They found a baby whale nearby. Soon, Mr.
hello.
Krabs has just opened the Krusty Krab, but he was depressed. He soon decided to adopt a baby. He soon found the baby whale. He named her Pearl. Then it cut to commercial. Did they have commercials in SpongeBob?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But not on DVD,
Oh, yeah.
which is what this is. This is.
I
supposed
suppose
to
it could be a TV recording.
Could be.
Like a. I thought,
Maybe.
what the heck is What the heck is going on? It came back and it showed Pearl rummaging through Mr. Krabs' office. She soon found her adoption records. Mr. She has records.
Man, I could
Yes.
never guess I was adopted. I'm a whale. You're a crab.
It's just like fucking It's Kung Fu Panda fucking logic.
Oh my god.
I found out my dad wasn't really my dad. Your dad, the crab. That must have been quite a shock.
Mr. Krabs came in and started explaining. Pearl went home, or so I thought. Oh, mystery.
She
took her
went
thi-
home. You're adopted. What are you talking about?
She took her things and ran away. She asked SpongeBob if she can stay with him.
Oh, hi, SpongeBob.
asked.
When'd you get
Hi,
here?
SpongeBob. SpongeBob asked why, and Pearl told the story. Never mind. She said. She went to the middle of nowhere. What? Okay then.
What?
She looked beaten, starving, and dehydrated.
Oh.
Not dehydrated. Dehydrate.
She
Yeah.
soon laid next to the road and didn't move. She was dead.
Poor
episode
Pearl. Lonely. Lost somewhere. Dying of potassium deficiency.
The episode ended. The credits said Anthony Andrews. Who the fuck is Anthony Andrews?
What the fuck?
Who would make this?
Anthony
Why was this
Andrews.
made? Why was this made? I never got the answer. I hid it in my attic and tried to forget. I decided to show my friend and we got no answers. Maybe someone out there will find the answers. But for now, I just live with my night terrors.
With how they
These people are
structured
weak. All
Uh,
these people are weak.
with how they structured the end of it, it reminded me of Epic Rapids. Like, who
Yeah.
won? Who's
Who's
next?
uh,
It's like, who made this? Why was it made? I'll never get the answer. Okay, who was the second person?
back to
me
Jack.
now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Alright. SpongeBob, SpongeBoy Ahoy pilot, alternate pilot. SpongeBob SquarePants was the 1999 TV show that made Nickelodeon a moneymaker. The beginning for SpongeBob was anything but. SpongeBob was originally named SpongeBoy Ahoy. However, Nickelodeon didn't use it because it was copyrighted by a mop.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, a cleaning company had SpongeBoy already like trademarked.
Is this a creepypasta or is this a fucking video essay?
I think they're trying to sound smart by knowing that bit of factoid.
However, in 2003, a bootleg copy of the original pilot was made by an unknown animator, who was revealed to be Clint Bond, the person behind Atlantis SquarePants.
The original pilot is just episode 1 of SpongeBob. Like, it's literally the same thing.
Oh god. The episode began with a French narrator who said, "Ah, deep in the blue sea, we explore a lovely creature under the sea, SpongeBob Ahoy. Yes, of course, he lives in the pineapple. The camera went to SpongeBob's house as SpongeBob wakes up by a loud horn. SpongeBob woke up, got up, and casually got himself ready. SpongeBob sighed and said, "Ah, what a beautiful day." It jump cuts to Sponge. I swear to God, if this thing says SpongeBob one more fucking time.
Drink every time you hear SpongeBob.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It jump cuts to SpongeBob in a hill, looking at the Krusty Krab. SpongeBob did his speech, but when Patrick tries to hype SpongeBob up, SpongeBob snaps and screams at Patrick, saying, "I can't do it, you big bulbous bubblegum!" It cuts to a real episode of Patrick crying.
Early SpongeBob, he might have actually done that. Early SpongeBob, he was just willing to insult people. Like, new SpongeBob is just so fucking, like bland. Nice. Like, old SpongeBob, there was a chance that he would just have a breakdown and scream and insult Patrick. That actually happened a couple of times.
Based. It cuts to a real episode of Patrick crying from the episode Opposite Day, when SpongeBob got into the Krusty Krab. SpongeBob asked Mr. Krabs... God, this is like it's giving me a fucking aneurysm reading this. If he can have a job. The episode goes well when the patty smacks into Mr. Krabs' face, causing Mr. Krabs to snap. He shouted, "SpongeBob, you're out of here!" In a comedic way, and disturbingly well, he kicked SpongeBob into a puddle of mud. SpongeBob sobbed, and then it slowly fade out and played the credits. After the episode, Nickelodeon wrote Clint Bond for making a copyrighted episode based on a mop. To this day, Nickelodeon denied making a pilot episode for SpongeBob Ahoy. The only pilot episode they made was the original episode S1E1, Help Wanted. The episode when SpongeBob competes the spatula task and cooks 1,000 of anchovies, the exact same format as SpongeBob's pilot.
Which is like one of the best episodes of SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a really forgettable story. The only thing that it had was insults and SpongeBob over and over and over again.
Over and over again.
There was nothing creepy about it at all.
Alright, boys, I'm gonna dip. You guys have fun with the rest of your stories, so bye-bye.
Bye.
Have fun.
Unfair.
Wow. Coward.
Rude.
Okay, Danny, you again.
This is Squidward is dead tape. I just want to start off with this, but Andrew Skinner made a finished sequel to the supposed lost episode.
God damn it.
Red Mist.
Stop it. Like, I get that Red Mist was like the first big SpongeBob creepypasta, but stop referencing it.
I like the cinematic universe of creepypastas. It's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Red Mist, which was the original episode, a supposed tape was made for the testing, but was given and bought on Amazon for $20, which the person was unknown till this day. Okay.
All right.
I was a script writer for SpongeBob SquarePants. I recently got an upgrade, and Nickelodeon gave me a job. An upgrade. Is this a robot? Nickelodeon gave me a job now for animation since I was so good at script writing.
Oh my god!
I saw a woman who was sneaking at the animation department, taking an episode of what was called House Fancy, reference to the Squilliam Squeak. Okay. My boss, after reviewing the episode of the Squilliam Squeak, asked me about replacing the empty department with a new episode with whatever you want, since I was the most trusted. And
whatever he wants.
What is
He just gets to pick an entire episode on his own.
This is stupid. I spent on hours and hours on writing and animating on the sequel to our old episode. How does he learn to animate? He was
I can just see him there. I can see him there. He has a script in one hand and he's animating with the other hand. And he's like, yeah, I'm the shit.
A sequel to an old episode called Wormy. The episode was supposed to be called Wormy's Return, but when I went to the bathroom and checked on my camera phone, the woman who stole House Fancy seemingly finished my project and gave me a fluke episode.
What?
The episode by the storyboards I looked was called Squidward is Dead. I was angry and I said to myself, that's a damn stupid name, bitch. I angry finished up, converted it to DVD, and stormed into my boss's
You don't
office.
have to convert it to a DVD. You can keep it on a file and put it on a flash drive.
No, he has to go the extra mile because he's the most lovable.
You can
and the
transfer
most
the
talented.
file via email.
This is stupid.
Also,
When
it's like...
Huh?
No, I was just gonna say, he's like, oh, that's such a stupid name. Oh yeah, but Wormy's Return is better.
This whole thing is stupid. When I got into the office, I slammed the DVD in his face as I said, "Someone got into my project without my permission." The boss looked at me and then the DVD. "Well, I'll review it. If I believe you, I'll let you rewrite and refund your paycheck. Paycheck. Sorry. If not, I'll throw it off. Deal?" I thought for a second, then smiled and said in bravery, "Deal." I shook the boss's hand and waited for my entire shift until the nighttime. The boss came to my office and, with a pale face, said, "Come to my office, my friend." Is that how bosses... the boss... My friend?
Come to my office, my friend.
After hours? Okay. I followed him to his office.
You're gonna be
secret
getting
office
some
he had.
overtime in my secret office.
Oh, I'll come to the secret office. We both sat down. He set down the DVD, and then he simply said this. "I'm sorry I snapped, young man. You were right. Someone did edited your project."
He said while having a mild stroke.
I'll have a talk with her, give you the refund, and let you rewrite. He smiled. I thanked him and asked if I can review the DVD. "Take it, it's yours then." I took it. I thanked him again and wrote the Atlantis Square Pantis along with Paul Tibbett, Tim Hill, Mr. Lawrence, and Sherm Cohen. That's
Yeah,
nothing to
sure.
You
get
had
off.
to
Just
label them- you had
fucking
to-
brag about writing Atlantis Square Pantis
That's
of
not
all
something to be
things.
proud of. That's not something to be proud of. After a review and creation, I went home, insert the DVD in my laptop, and watched. It started at the end of Red Mist. with
Just
the
saying, there's
camera
no way he could have created Atlantis Square Pantis in one day. It had fucking David Bowie in it. There's no way you fucking created that in one day.
But he's the most amazing employee.
I
so
called
of
up
course he
David
did.
Bowie and like, "Can you be here in 10 minutes?" He's like, "Of
Maybe
course,
he is
friend."
David Bowie. You don't know. It's not established who this guy is.
Very
It
good
started.
point.
I know. I'm going with that. He's David Bowie from now on. It started at the end of the Red Mist with the camera pointed at Squidward's rotting flesh. The camera snapped.
So he
to
made
outside-
this. He made this a sequel to Red Mist.
No, I think she made the sequel. The woman who stole
I'm
it
saying
and
the
fucked with it.
author made this a sequel to Red Mist.
Oh yeah, the author did.
God damn it. We didn't
I
even
like
read Red Mist.
The camera snapped to outside where it showed SpongeBob knocking on Squidward's door. "Squidward? Squidward, are you home?" he asked. Nothing. The camera showed SpongeBob's face slowly turning into worried and anger as he smashed the door with brute force. "Squidward!"
You know,
he shouted.
I'm just gonna say this. This kind of ruins the ending of Red Mist. Like, the whole point of Red Mist is it's supposed to be, like, a really fucking, like, anger, like, induced Bikini Bottom shitting on Squidward to the extreme, and then Squidward kills himself. If there's an aftermath where SpongeBob is sympathetic, it kind of ruins what Red Mist had going for it, but Red Mist isn't a good story anyway, and the child mutilation takes it way too far. But still, Red Mist, what it had going for it, this story is immediately ruining that.
Where was I? Fuck. He walked into his room and gasped slowly. The camera panned out and revealed Squidward dead, with the same it's capitalized. Same details from Squidward's suicide. SpongeBob held Squidward's head. Gushing, rotting blood sounds was heard as he picked up the head and said in worried, "Squidward, buddy, wake up!" His eyes dropped off. Maggots and flies squirm out as his skin was turning into a grey-black color. This is like actually an episode of SpongeBob, I'm just saying. That fucking one when they thought Squidward was fucking dead and they were like crying. with the melted wax figure.
yeah, the
It
wax
literally feels
figure.
like that. God. SpongeBob then called up Sandy and said, "Sandy, Sandy, Squidward's dead." The camera then focused on a piece of paper note as SpongeBob finished up, looking at the note and read. Squidward's ghostly narration echoed, "To whomever reads this note, I'm done and giving up hope. Ever since that stupid mistake, I decided to end it all. I'm sorry I've snapped at you, SpongeBob. I'm sorry I was a total jerk. I'm sorry I made you and Patrick cry. The only thing I'm gonna tell you is this. The reason for my ending was because the Red Mist is coming."
So it's just become fucking Cthulhu or fucking Zalgo.
Yeah, basically. SpongeBob put the note down. His eyes were what was hyperrealism.
That's it.
His
Another
eyes
drink.
are
There we go.
hyperrealism.
Let me take. I need to take a sip. Hang on.
Oh god, I'm going to be very hydrated by the end of this episode.
Yep. His eyes was hyperrealism, like in Squidward's suicide. He said in a ghostly, honestly demonic voice, "Well, looks like I'll be joining my friend." He took the shotgun Squidward had in his hands and pointed it to his mouth and pulled the trigger. He flew in the air and smacked the wall with a force. The last scene was of SpongeBob crawling to Squidward. You do not just
You know what's funny
survive.
though?
You would be dead.
When it was describing him fucking killing himself, I was just hearing the fucking SpongeBob music in my head.
I was hearing, the fucking squeaks SpongeBob makes when he hits things really hard. That's what I
Yeah,
imagined. Like,
I was hearing like
hearing-
the SpongeBob music playing and then squeaky falls to the ground.
I just keep hearing do 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 do.
Yeah.
do.
Hang on. Crawling to Squidward. Crawling like in suds. Oh, and then he choked out before the scene ended. Goodbye, Squidward and friends. He died as the scene slowly faded and, well, it ended. Defiantly disturbing. I think he means definitely, but fucking stupid.
No, it's
Defiantly
scaring
dis-
defiantly that it's not.
Defiantly disturbing, like my boss said, but to be honest, it was creepy. I ejected the disc and placed it away. I went up to the woman the next day and asked the boss to snap at her, and he agreed. That's
I agree.
at this
I
lady?
should yell at her.
I screamed out loud. What the hell were you thinking for making an episode that damn dark for SpongeBob? SpongeBob's for kids, not adults. Oh god.
Why would an adult want to watch something that edgy and boring?
Yeah. Before she could say anything, I smacked her and stormed back into my office. I'm sure that's some kind of legal
I get to
thing.
assault
Yeah.
her. She made a creepy cartoon. I get to assault her. I'm
Yeah, that's what-
entitled.
Hey, the boss gave him permission. It's okay.
It's okay to beat women.
Mr. Lawrence, my friend at the time, came through my office and said in his plankton voice that makes me happy when I'm angry, "Hey buddy, are you doing okay? If not, I'll get Karen to electrocute you." I sighed and replied with, "What's up with the DVD?" Mr. Lawrence sighed and said, "All I know is that the reason why was for a word called revenge on you." Huh? And with that, I reported to the boss and she was fired.
She was fired. She was fired because you assaulted her.
Oh, that's stupid. Along with the DVD burned. Till this day, I still have nightmares, and even if the DVD's gone, I still think twice to never watch.
I was the
That
victim.
made no sense.
I was the victim. I assaulted a woman. I'm the victim. So that was Squidward is Dead tape, even though it wasn't a tape, it was a DVD. Great, great. That was bad. Don't make sequels to other creepypastas you didn't write. That's my tip of the day.
Sometimes it's
Thanks, Dylan.
okay.
Okay, now it's me. SpongeBob. Wait, yeah, I am third, ain't I? Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
SpongeBob, the Lost Finale. You must recall memories, every little detail. You must get it off your chest after boiling them up for so long. I don't know why that's at the beginning. Oh, bottling them up for so long. I guess that was a note to me. October 29th, 2013. I used to have this friend. His name was Gilson. Who has a name like that? I don't know. He had a close affiliations with Steven Hillenburg because his name is Gil Fish, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, and helped with writing SpongeBob episodes. Now if he's a real person, I feel bad for making fun of him. He was a nice
Aw.
person and shaped the show with Hillenburg. But one day, that changed. I woke up one morning to find a note on the side of my bed. It read, "Dear, my name. It was nice knowing you, but I have to leave, as Random Scribbles wants me to come and find it, Gilson." I immediately, after reading the note, was very concerned. I tried to call him, but got no reply. That's when my TV turned on to the show that there's been a shooting at Nickelodeon Animation
my.
Studio.
Whoa.
After that incident, the culprit was found to be Gilson, holding a Glock 17, a man of class. The same weapon used in the incident. He had a gunshot wound in his head and was presumed to have committed suicide.
Huh?
October
Oh, okay.
30th, 2013. A funeral was held for the victims and Gilson. After the funeral, everyone went home, but I stayed behind. I didn't know what would make Gilson do this. Would it have something to do with the note? I realized
Nope.
that was painfully obvious, so I decided to go to the animation studio to check the security cameras. Before I was able to get to the office, however, I found a strange DVD case on Gilson's desk. They didn't take that as evidence. It was scratched up, and it had markers sprawled all over it, neatly. Wow, that's the worst part of the story so far. Bad penmanship. The only words I were able to read on it were SpongeBob Final Pitch. Not SpongeBob's Final Pitch. SpongeBob Final Pitch.
I think it means finale, like the
Yeah.
end of SpongeBob.
That's still improper English, regardless.
No,
Isn't it?
Yeah, it would be
No, it says
SpongeBob.
finale.
It would be SpongeBob ... Final Pitch or something. Oh, it is.
SpongeBob
Oh,
finale.
okay.
Yes, finale.
Sorry. I kept reading as final. I don't know why I kept reading as final. My brain just didn't see the E. Finale pitch. I knew it was a bad idea to steal from the dead, but curiosity got the best of me. I grabbed the case when no one was looking except for the security camera, then moved on to my office. I convinced the security guard to let me check the cameras and found Gilson praying to some strange drawing on the wall in an empty hallway. He then put on a mask. All this is legal, by the way. You can do this in a crime scene. He then put on a mask and began the shooting. That was all I needed to know. Gilson was worshipping some strange god. This has become Lovecraft out of nowhere. That told him to commit the crime. October 31st, Spooky Day, 2013. Halloween. I love this holiday. Nothing interesting happened. Everyone thought the mystery was over. That was when I remembered the DVD I snagged. I opened the case. It was blank. Nothing was on it. Not even a number. Huh, that's weird, I thought. But I realized it was never meant to be sold anyways. So I popped it into my PS3 because I'm a professional. It had trouble reading the disc, but after a few minutes it loaded. A simplistic menu on a white background popped up. The title. I'm gonna say this to some people. You can print DVDs that don't have menus. You can print DVDs that play automatically. That's a thing you can do. It doesn't have to have a play menu. The title read SpongeBob, the finale, with a play button below it. I selected play, and it played the Nickelodeon logo. It played the logo. Everything seemed normal at first until after the intro. A title card was shown. I managed to snag a picture of it with my capture card. It read the finale by Gilson J. Wolfe. No beginning credits.
What?
Just the title card. It then did a very crude blur and fade transition to the usual Conch Street. Everything was very badly animated, much like newer SpongeBob. And the characters sounded nothing like they were supposed to. Okay, that's great for me. The episode started with Squidward at a gun shop.
Oh my.
Okay, now that's weird, I thought. Okay, now something's
Our
up here,
boss,
pal.
exactly.
That's a little sus.
Wait a minute.
Squidward was there buying a Glock 17. This episode is brought to you by Glock 17. And 7 rounds of ammunition. He only needs 7 shots. The same weapon and the same amount of ammo Gilson used. Was this a coincidence? I think not. Considering the fact that the episode was made by Gilson, obviously not. This episode seemed to be a retelling of the animation studio incident before it happened. So that's not a retelling. That's a...
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. The scene froze, then cut to Squidward's house. He was loading the Glock and going to the Krusty Krab. All the other kids with the pumped up kicks. Oh wait, we already did this joke. I knew what was about to happen and wanted to leave. But morbid curiosity got the best of me. The scene cut to customers eating their food. Then someone got shot. Okay. Cutting straight to the point. Mr. Krabs heard the shot and immediately left his office to see everyone screaming and Squidward wearing a ski mask, shooting everyone. The video quality drastically improved, and the animation was similar to what you'd see in the movie. So that means there's just added shadows to the characters. After a few seconds, the video froze again. Squidward was alone in the Krusty Krab, surrounded by corpses. Everyone was dead except SpongeBob, because he's immortal. But his life was on a thread. He was crawling with his legs severely broken, even though he can rip off his legs and then grow new
How
ones.
were they broken? How did they get broken?
And bleeding. He tried to talk to Squidward, but he was shot in the head, which I don't think would kill SpongeBob unless you hit his brain. Squidward then held the gun against his head, and right when he pulled the trigger, the video cut to footage of Gilson committing the shooting. When it was finished, the credits rolled. It was in the same style as the title card. There was no music other than wind blowing. Ooh, I ripped that off from another creepypasta. After the credits, there was a flash of images with loud noises of the victims of the animation studio incident up close. I couldn't help but cover my eyes. When it finally ended, I uncovered my eyes to the text saying, "This was my sacrifice to you." Why didn't it end there? February 2nd, because we like jumping. 2014. The DVD incident was so disturbing, I had to go to a therapist. Apparently, that's the cure for everything. I hope it fixes my issues. To at least try and clear it out of my head yesterday. I was told to let it all out, so I wouldn't feel so guilty. After I said everything, I was told to bring the DVD tomorrow. I did bring it. After the therapist watched it, he committed suicide right in front of me.
Wow, that's a really weak therapist.
It looks like you're gonna need a new therapist. He grabbed a knife, put it down upright on the table, and slammed his face into it. He has to have a lot of strength to do that. That was when I knew I should bring it to the police. Only now,
God.
months later. So, I did. They tried to watch it, but the DVD was corrupted. I didn't know what to do with it now. Sitting there on my desk after seeing the therapist kill himself, that reminds me, am I safe? I'm the beginning to feel like I'm being watched. It's like an entity is following me.
Oh no, it's Dead by Daylight.
Zalgo. It's like the soul of Gilson is watching my every move.
God, not Gilson.
I think I'll just go to sleep. February
Jeff the
8th,
Killer.
2020. The contents of the DVD are still in my mind and is very vivid. I don't want to live like this anymore. Oh, actually. The contents of the DVD are still in my mind and very vivid. I don't want to live like this anymore. No matter what I try, it stays here. The only way out is to get myself away from this world. The only way out is suicide. Originally on Gilson's Lost Wiki.
6 years since the post.
And that was
It's only-
SpongeBob, the Lost Finale. It was shit. Utter shit. I think
Yeah.
that was a genuine creepypasta, though. I think that was a genuine creepypasta. It tried, but it was bad. It's just Columbine 2.0, so not much to say about it. Like, it had grammatical issues. It had too much edge. It fucking used words incorrectly. Like, so many problems. Let's get on to our last story.
Okay, here we go. SpongeBob, you are not alone.
By Michael Jackson.
You are not alone. Just SpongeBob T-posing, singing that, following you. Around
It
a few
immediately
months
starts with someone fucking getting doxxed.
Topically relevant. Around a few months ago, my P.O. box was leaked on Twitter. I don't know how it happened, or how they knew what it was. Well, I have a few theories. But regardless, I was terrified. I didn't want people to know that what my P.O. box was and send me stuff. I tried my best to get that tweet deleted, but no matter what I did, the original message stayed up for all to see.
Yeah, that's Twitter's fucking thing. Now say something racist and you'll get banned.
I think the original account who posted that has since been deleted, but I can't confirm that.
Well, if the account
I
was
was-
deleted, then the tweet would go away too.
No, but you
Mhm.
don't understand it's haunted. Anyway. I was hoping that no one would send me anything, but I was dead wrong. I was sent countless shit. Oh, it's censored. Sit. I didn't even want. One of the things I got was a bracelet made of what looked like real human teeth covered in patches of dry blood. But that's a story for another day on
What?
Nights Off the Dock.
You can't just start with that.
Maybe it'll become relevant later. Though one of the things I received stood out in particular. Not the bracelet with teeth on it.
Oh.
No.
That's a story for another
VHS
day.
tape. God, what a dick tease. It was a VHS tape placed in a small box that was poorly wrapped and was covered in what looked to be grease marks. Fucking pig.
Oh.
Are you sure those grease marks?
Oh no.
Oh, Dylan.
Let me get my black light. Hold still.
The VHS itself was labeled SB not alone .mp3. As you would expect, MP3 on a VHS?
I can't watch it because it's on MP4.
All you can do is listen to it. You must go to mp3converter.com.
Oh my god. As you would expect, I was fairly confused as to what the hell it was. As weirded out as I felt, I popped it into my... This could be a fucking bomb for all you know. No.
It's a bomb that only activates when you hit play.
I popped it into my VHS player and proceeded to watch it. To my surprise, the theme song for SpongeBob started playing. Yay!
That's all you
But-
could hear.
Yeah, good point.
You can't see
shit.
anything. It's an
Can't see
MP3
shit.
on a VHS. All I saw was static.
SpongeBob was one of my favourite shows as a child, and still is now. I was excited to relive my childhood. Would you all stop saying, "Oh, I'm reliving my childhood"? This is my childhood. Hello, my childhood.
If I
Don't
wanna
hate
relive
admit you
my
didn't have a childhood.
If I want to relive my childhood, I'll have someone beat me.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm sure there's some of that in these creepypastas, you know. So without hesitation, I continued to watch. Although, something I did notice about it was that the colours seemed distorted. Well, it's on a VHS tape. Those things are
There
quite
shouldn't be
shit.
colors at all because it's an MP3.
It had a very dark tint to it. That did confuse me a bit, but I just thought it had to do with the tape itself. After the intro
Do you know
ended-
what it is? Do you know what the colors he's talking about is? You remember like the old Windows Media players? How they'd have like
Oh.
bouncing colors and
Oh.
shit?
Oh.
Beautiful. Help. A title card appeared that read "Help Wanted." Remembered that as the very first episode of the show, and one that I hadn't watched in a while, so I was excited to see the episode again. Though, just like the intro, the quality was fairly poor. The
Yeah,
whole
help
thing was
wanted again. You're right, chat. Help wanted again.
Though, just like in the intro, the quality was fairly poor. The whole thing was distorted, the screen was glitchy and bouncy, the colours were off. and the whole thing
Bouncy
was just
because
a
it's
mess.
fucking Windows Media Player.
It's literally the Windows Media thing.
Oh, my glasses fell off. Hang on.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, now I can see. As the episode went on, it got worse and worse. The whole thing was so distorted that you could barely see
I'm
or hear what
telling
was
you.
even going on.
I'm telling you, there's no animation. It's literally just the Windows Media Player. Like, what is this?
It was glitching. My god, I'm sorry, guys.
It's on cycle mode. It just keeps going to different effects, and he's like, what?
It was glitching and bouncing all over the place, and it seemed impossible to watch. Around 3/4 into the episode, everything changed. The
Oh
episode
no,
cut to
static.
static.
Oh.
for a few seconds before
I
cutting
call
to
my
black.
wife. Static. Go outside. Static.
Before cutting to black for a few more seconds. After that, a title card appeared that read, "You are not alone," in red text on a black background. I was getting freaked out at this point. It
Yeah,
stayed on
black
this-
and red are evil colors.
Side-eyeing Shadow. Fucking. I was getting freaked out at this point. It stayed on this title card for a few seconds before cutting to what appeared to be SpongeBob sitting in a dark room. And when I mean dark, I mean you can barely even see SpongeBob himself. The colours oh no, it's black SpongeBob.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The colours seem to be a bit more bold than usual. Nothing. SpongeBob himself didn't even appear to have a face. He just slouched down in his chair with only a bit of audio. Was what like a reverse version of the SpongeBob theme song played quietly. Jesus Christ. My eyes. It stayed like this for an uncomfortably long amount of time until eventually, after a few minutes, SpongeBob straightened himself. There we go. What happened to my screen? There we go. SpongeBob straightened himself and stared at the camera and said in an uncomfortably low tone of voice, "Are you alone?" Oh. I
That's
was
not
legit.
SpongeBob's damn business. We got $5 super chat. What's this? A copy and paste creepypasta which lacks B. Oh wait. What's this? A copy and paste creepypasta which lacks bees? My briefcase full of bees should help.
The fuck?
Cause I am Dr. B.
We're not bringing up Dr. Bees. I was legit worried for myself at that moment. What was I even watching at this point? After that moment, the
You know
whole
what?
thing went
I
to...
bet you everyone in the chat's wondering that too.
Yeah.
What am I even watching at this point? Dr. Bees?
After that moment, the whole thing went to shit. Censored again. Beep. The screen began to distort and bounce again. The audio became...
I'm just gonna. This just seems like a Gen Z kid who is so confused by like the Windows Media Player. What the fuck is this? I'm legit worried.
It's not even about SpongeBob at this point. The whole creepypasta is about the fucking Windows Media.
What the fucking 90s kids have to go through? Oh my god.
This is horrifying.
I'd rather look at a still image. Do they
The
still
audio
have those little animations in Windows Media Player? I don't know.
I don't know. Ever since memes came along, no one else needed Windows Media Player.
Sad.
Aw.
YouTube killed the Windows Media Player.
The time before memes.
The dark ages.
Windows Media Player.
My fucking childhood. My childhood was MP3 players, fucking Windows Media Player, and fucking Age of Empires. That was my fucking childhood.
We're all so old.
We really are. Please. Please. Oh, I don't need that right now.
Do you know what you do need? Bees!
What about the
Dylan-
birds and the bees?
Oh, the birds and the bees. Dylan, leave the stream. This is no longer your channel.
You're right, it's not my channel.
Oh, stop.
This could be my channel. No one knows. I could own it.
You're miscode.
I mean, you are technically the code poet, according to Lingara.
It was all foretold.
I saw SpongeBob began to grow eyes that looked like a snake's eyes. Oh, Danny, how do you feel? I'm surprised I hadn't gone deaf at that point. It was almost as if they wanted me to continue watching it. No, I think they're trying to make it hurt so you stop watching it.
Yet again, what the chat feels like right now.
At some intervals, it began to start flashing red with the words, "Are you alone?"
This is
appearing on the
SpongeBob's
screen.
best fucking pickup line.
Oh.
I'm
Appearing
gonna
on the
use that
screen
pickup line.
in that tone.
Yeah.
appearing on the screen at small intervals every now and then. I was just so confused at all of this. What person would have the audacity to make something like this and give it to me of all people?
I want
shoved
to
all
believe
these-
this story is just Jesse writing it.
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
What person would have the audacity to make something like this and give it to me of all people?
Why? What?
Oh no, we've awoken the demons.
What demons?
The
Oh,
tweeting
birds.
kind.
Yeah, they're offended on my behalf. This whole flashy, distorted ordeal went on for a few minutes before everything came to a screeching halt. The screen became far less bouncy and distorted. The audio turned to the sound of faint static.
Static.
Huh.
I open up my Twitter. Static. Play my Nintendo Switch. Static. Drink my drink. Nothing but static.
A bird starts singing. Static.
I get a
It's
phone
SpongeBob.
call. It's my mom.
Oh.
And SpongeBob's eyes turned into gaping white holes. Oh my.
I mean, at least that's
Oh.
subverting expectations. Usually it's black holes.
It's nice to have a change in pace. He stared at the screen for a few more seconds or so before saying in a dark, demonic voice,
You are not alone.
"Oh, you are not here alone. Oh, fuck off." Can't. Stupid sentence.
He's melting again. Why is this a trope? Why does he keep melting?
I don't know, but SpongeBob seems like a character who can just melt on command, so.
Mm. It lingered on this spot for a bit as SpongeBob's face began to melt. His eyes rolled down his melting face like butter on a saucepan.
Damien says,
Like butter.
Damien says, you're just drinking McDonald's Sprite if it's just static. But that's what it tastes like normally anyway. They add way too much fucking ice.
Sorry, I'm just focusing on his face is melting like butter on a
Shut up.
saucepan. Sorry, Danny. And his flesh melted off his body, revealing a gruesome skeleton underneath. Well, I don't think you could have a nice-looking skeleton.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down my spine.
Sure, we've seen SpongeBob skeleton multiple times.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have. He straight up
After-
fucking became a skeleton, then walked over there, grabbed his skin, and walked away.
Mhm.
After this, it cut to static for a few seconds. After that, it cut to a video clip that looked like it was recorded on a surveillance camera. My surveillance camera.
Dun dun dun.
I recognized it at an instant. That was the street I lived on.
Holy
My
fuck, I'm
neighbor's
doxxed
houses-
again.
That was the street I lived on. My neighbors' houses, my mailbox, everything being recorded from my
I'll tell you
camera.
how they got doxxed. They saw an email on Twitter, like they saw a fucking tweet on Twitter, and it was like SpongeBob, and he said, all I need to do is get your address, your credit card number, and your digits on the back to stop Plankton. And they're like, oh, fuck yeah. That's how he did it.
Sorry. I watched as a man dressed as a rundown, dirty SpongeBob costume with gaping black eyes walked up to my.
Well, he's not
Mailbox.
accurate then. It's white eyes. We already established this.
God, I've been taken out of the immersion. And shoved a small package inside it. The package looked identical to the one the tape came in. The SpongeBob figure slammed the mailbox door shut and ran off. The tape ended with the normal end credits without any music.
I want to believe that when he ran off, it just started the SpongeBob chase music.
I was absolutely terrified at what I had just witnessed. It made absolutely no sense.
Exactly.
Exactly. This is exactly why I don't want my PO box leaked online for fear that this could happen. Why I'm doing
Hang on. I think I might be dumb. A PO box is like an address you send to so you don't like dox your private address,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So how is him getting his PO box leaked, which is supposed to be public anyway, doxing his house, his mailbox.
I don't think
How
they
is that-
know what PO means. Like PO is a mailbox you pay for, and it's for you to have other stuff sent to you, like to a different address.
Yeah,
Hmm.
It's actually to
either-
help keep your identity private for the most
exactly.
part.
Like I thought PO boxes were like, like celebrities use them so you can send them like shit, and it's not to their home address, so you don't like harass them personally and shit.
Yeah, some people use it for other reasons too, but that's for the most part. It's also just more private than a public mailbox, like if you're sending money or something.
But this is just dead ass's mailbox outside his house. So his mailbox, his mailbox got doxed.
He could have just said that, but no, he has to say PO box.
He could've
to
You
just
sound
could just say
fucking
my
address, his
address
address.
got doxxed, but I guess he's too shy.
Oh,
Unless he lives in an apartment complex, then it could be one and the same.
oh, he just lives in the PO box.
He lives at the fucking post office.
Wait, but he did say he lives on a street with neighbors, like on a house street, so it's not an apartment complex.
Damn. Because there's P.O. boxes here, but I ain't fucking paying.
Hell no.
They can just keep dropping that shit on my front door.
As I was about to eject the tape, red text against a black background appeared on my screen that simply read, "Fear me."
No.
I was absolutely done with this. I ejected the tape and
I'm
placed
telling
it
you,
back
Jesse just wrote this story.
Why?
I was absolutely done with this.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know how a PO box works. Don't even. Ugh. Anyway, I ejected the tape and placed it back in the box before storing it away in my closet. I wouldn't fucking keep it, Dylan.
I know, you'd fucking throw it away and then cry and pray.
I'd yeet that shit into the river near my house. I wasn't
Were
gonna
the
be
other parts correct?
I wasn't going to be subjected to this torture any longer. It's been some time since this whole incident, and I still have nightmares about it. I don't know who sent me the tape or why they did it, or why the fuck they were dressed up in a SpongeBob outfit when they did it. I still refuse to look back at the tape again, and I'm only coming out about this now to tell people to keep their personal information safe. Take this as a lesson.
Well,
Thank
I
you
guess
for
we
coming to
learned
my-
something today.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, my internet safety PSA.
Only you can prevent V-Bucks scams. That's what we learned today.
Okay.
So, here's the question, because every other story was obvious. Was this a creepy or crappy pasta? Was this a troll pasta or a creepy pasta?
Huh.
I think it was a troll. I
I think
don't
it was a kid. I think a kid wrote it, definitely.
I don't
I
think
think
it was
they-
trollsy enough to be a troll pasta.
I think it was a kid trying to do a creepypasta, but it wasn't very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got that settled at least. 0 out of 10, no bees. Okay, so how did you guys feel about today's Pasta Fridays? Did we get a good batch of stories?
They were good. A lot of them were funny, but they all ran by the same format of like the whole scary lost episode.
So,
Yeah.
unless we come back to read Red Mist, you guys are fine with not revisiting SpongeBob?
Oh, completely fine.
Okay.
Yes.
I think we got our tale of SpongeBob already told today. So we'll come back and read Red Mist one day. Don't know when. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this Pasta Friday. Video will be up tomorrow, like usual. It's always up the next day. Unless I upload it today. Who fucking knows? But if you guys like this, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. If you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you, Danny, Mongan, Spirit, and Jesse for being here. Bye, guys.
Don't worry, guys.
Farewell.
He will come back.
He
always
always
comes
comes
back.
back.
He always comes back.
Bye.